Good evening, everybody. This is Amayirot Akago, and thank you very much for tuning in for tonight's stream. Very glad to be here. Very glad to have everybody, all of you in here. How are you all doing? And I'd very much like to extend a warm thank you to GOG.com for hosting me tonight, as I will be playing A Golden Wake for your collective amusement. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Amayirot Akago from the Netherlands, gamer, postman, video producer, occasional streamer. Can you all hear me? Howdy, Tandagrasa, Kyote37, Hugh Christensen. Some of you may recognize me from the chat. I hang out in GOG.com stream like all the damn time. Yeah, this is kind of an impromptu thing. I didn't actually plan to stream this early, but I figured, you know, since the schedule was open from 6 p.m. onward, I figured, why the hell not? Okay, you can hear me just fine. That's cool. And yeah, to preface, I haven't actually played A Golden Wake yet, so I'm going into this completely new. But I reckon we'll still have a lot of fun discovering things together. Because I'm a big fan of Wajidai, having recently enjoyed their latest outing, Shardlight. And of course this is from the same designer, Francisco Gonzalez, aka Grundislav Games. Getting insane buffering. Ah. Whoa, yeah. Something funny's going on here. Hang on just a second. Oh, crab apples, I am dropping frames like crazy. Well, I think I'm gonna have to cut the stream for a bit and see if I can set my bitrate a bit lower, see if that helps. This isn't that graphically intensive a game anyway. Okay, we're back. How is it looking now? It's in the green for the time being. We're dropping frames again. We're back. Okay, I should not have the video stream open myself when I'm hosting. Damn it. This does not bode well. Well, it seems to have stabilized right now. This could be a problem with my ISP, I don't know. Well, it seems to be fairly stable now, though. I have an aw damn it loop. Yeah. Right. Well, like I said, it seems to have stabilized now, so what do you say we just go and get started? Okay, let me add the game here. A Golden Wake. Let me know if the volume or anything needs adjusting. I'll try not to talk over the dialogue, though. But I like the way this looks already. Smooth jazz. Aw, damn it, loops. Oh boy. Here we go. This game is a work of fiction set in 1920s Miami. Although it features some historical characters, locations, and events, it should not be taken as an accurate representation of historical fact, and it's fading out too fast for me to read. Oh, shit. You're right. I put the window capture over my chat and everything. My bad. Let me just fix that real quick. No. No. Also, the window isn't... Yep, that's better. There we go. Sorry about that. It's a good thing I have you guys looking out for me.
Well, Alfie, old boy, looks like it's another day, another dollar.
Alright, here we go. That's us.
It's in Vienna. Read all about it. Newspapers, 5 cents.
We sell newspapers. Do we have 5 cents to buy one?
Good morning, Mr. Banks.
Good morning, Lyle. Aren't you cold standing out here in this weather?
A little, but I have to work. Otherwise, I'll be cold and hungry.
That voice is Daryl Lathan, isn't it? He's a Wet Jedi regular. He was in Shardlight as well. He played Gordon.
So, what's the news of the day?
I could tell you all of it, but then I wouldn't make any money, would I? If you want the news, buy yourself a paper. They're only a nickel.
You're a shrewd businessman, Lyle. Ever thought about going into real estate?
No, sir.
Have a good day, Lyle.
Okay. Attempt number 3. Are we back yet? We are back? Oh, thank God. I don't know what happened. OBS just suddenly cut my connection for no damn reason. Anyway.
Riots in Vienna. Read all about it. Newspapers, 5 cents.
Can't see anything productive coming out of using that. Morrison Banks Real Estate Sales, established 1886. The company co-founded by your father and your employer for the past 10 years. Well, it doesn't look like we have anything to pay this guy with, so...
Good morning.
Good. Have a good day.
Yeah. Let's just go to work. We'll buy a paper later.
Morning, fellas. What's the good word?
Good morning, Banks.
Morning, Banks.
Horse feathers. Why is it so hot in here?
Morris apparently has a chill. He set the heating on as high as it goes this morning. Suggs and I had to prop the door open so we didn't sweat to death.
We must be raking in a fair amount this month if he can afford to do that.
I sure wish that
Rich
kid
people
outside
problems.
would pipe down.
I know what you mean, Larry. He's giving me a headache.
Oh, it's telling me how to use the interface even though I already know. Ah well. Just trying to be helpful. Suggs.
Suggs.
Yeah, Banks?
How are you today, Suggs?
I can't really complain. Well, I mean, I could complain, but who would listen?
How are your sales going this week?
And not so great. I had a sweet old lady yesterday who was this close to buying an apartment for her cat.
I'm sure things will pick up.
And I'm sure you'd know, being Morris's right hand and all.
Now, Suggs, that's hardly fair. You know we're all equal in here.
You're right. Forget I said anything.
I'll just let you get back to it.
Thanks.
Murphy?
Got a minute, Murphy?
Sure, but I'm still on the clock.
Everything going all right with you, Murphy?
Yep, everything's copacetic.
Copacetic? Wow. People used some big words back in the 1920s, apparently.
Sales going okay for you?
Could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better,
Thank you
too.
for following, Deacon
You ever
Gia.
going to share your good fortune with us, Banks?
What do you mean?
You always seem to manage to get the best leads. That's pretty lucky, don't you think?
I'm not sure I like what you're implying, Murphy.
Not implying, just observing. Anyway, let's drop it.
I'll let you get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Banks, Morris wanted to see you. Said it was important.
Thanks for letting me know when I walked in, Suggs.
Hey, it's been a busy morning. It must have slipped my mind.
And thanks for confirming that my little notification thing works. Your head isn't cold right now, along with the rest of me. So where is Morris? Got a box. No need for a light bulb presently. Okay. These are still yesterday's assignments. Paris. Someday you hope you'll earn enough to take a vacation in Paris. For now, this poster will have to do. Oh, thank you for saying so, Koala Man. I think you're cool too. Why does my voice sound familiar? I don't know, maybe you've watched one of my videos on YouTube? Or were you talking about one of the guys in the game? Ah, cool and refreshing. Water Cool is the perfect place to get a cool drink, have a chat with your co-workers, or both. And since there aren't any co-workers around, we'll just have to settle for the former. Oh, even Morris. That's where we need to be. Even, Evan, whichever.
Good morning, Evan. Suggs said you wanted to see me?
Have a seat, Alfie.
This doesn't seem like a conversation that's going to be pleasant.
I'm afraid it isn't. You know I'm not the type to beat around the bush, so here's the long and the short of it. We're not doing well. Sales are minimal and the competition is popping up all over town like a bad rash. I hate to do it, but we're going to have to let someone go.
I see. Who did you have in mind?
That's mainly why I asked to see you, Alfie. You have more contact with Suggs and Murphy, so I think this decision should be yours.
Well, I'm kind of on the spot here, but...
Oh, boy. Just started and we already get a big decision. At least they're not firing me. I'm under the same name on YouTube, just Amayirot Akago.
I think Suggs should be the one let go. His sales have been the lowest consistently for the past 3 months.
Very well, if that's what you think, then I trust your judgment. Thank you for your help, Alfie. It's always appreciated.
Anything else you need?
Not at the moment. Go ahead and check the assignment board in the break room for today's leads.
Will do.
Well, Suggs isn't gonna like that, but he's just gonna have to deal with it. Morris has quite the enviable collection of books. Most of them have to do with real estate, though there are a few works of classic literature peppered among them. The paperwork...
You are so dead.
Thank you, Koala Man. Paperwork on the desk mostly consists of leads, which is to say the names and phone numbers of potential clients interested in expensive properties, Morris has control of which are spread out on the assignment board. You may be the son of the former partner, but it doesn't give you the right to take Morris's paperwork without his permission. Okay. Huh. Everybody cleared out? Maybe they're at the water cooler.
He says it's because my sales were too low. How am I supposed to make sales if I don't get any decent leads?
I hear you. It hasn't been very easy for me either.
And just because Golden Boy gets all the good leads, it doesn't mean...
Shut your trap. Somebody's coming.
Gentlemen.
Hello, Banks. Your meeting with Morris go well?
I would say so, yes.
Great to hear. Well, Murphy and I better get back to work.
Seems we're not well liked around here. Well, we did just get someone fired, so that's part of it. Nothing you want or need in the wastebasket. How about some more water? Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, I still don't need a light bulb. Hey, Suggs.
Suggs,
Yeah, Banks?
I'll just let you get back to it.
Thanks.
Riveting.
You are
Got a minute, Murphy?
Sure, but I'm still on the clock.
I'll let you get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we can do? Check your leads in the break room. Oh, did they post up today's assignments yet? And thanks for following, whoever that was. Oh. And thank you for following. Scan the sheet of leads corresponding to you, making a mental note of the names and phone numbers you prepare for another day at work. Cool. Hey, Kilgore Trout. Thanks for joining us.
Time to make some magic. Operator, connect me to the Stamford residence in Bensonhurst, if you would, please. Hello, is this Ms. Irene Stamford? Yes, hello. This is Alfred Banks calling from Morrison Banks. I just wanted to follow up on the deposit you put down in the apartment in Flatbush. No, thank you very much, Mr. Contis. A pleasure doing business with you.
Contests.
5 sales in
I see
30
what they did
minutes.
there.
I think that might be a new record.
Alfie, can you come here a moment?
What is it, Evan?
I'm running late for the weekly shareholders meeting. Could you lock up my office for me?
Of course.
Here's the key. I'll be back shortly.
What on earth was that?
Uh-oh.
That sounds like Murphy took a spill in there.
Oh, thanks for saying so, Koala Man. I really adore Paul Dugan myself. But, yeah. I just noticed the name Contis, that's from Blackwell. Interesting little reference. Yeah, what happened?
Murphy, what's going on?
Just being a damn clumsy fool. Don't worry about me. I was trying to change the light bulb and I lost my balance.
Here, let me help you clean up.
Thanks for the help, Banks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
Horse feathers! I completely forgot about locking up Morris's office.
I love that expression. Horse feathers. Still don't need a light bulb. Never mind then. It's funny you should comment on my accent, though, because Paul is American, I'm Dutch. English is the second language. Morris's office, well... Don't want to go into Morris's office when he isn't around and hasn't given you permission to. Bit preoccupied at the moment. Okay, then what do I do? Morris doesn't appreciate it when people tap on the window. He says it makes him feel like a goldfish in a glass bowl. Hey there, Hypnotoad. Thanks for joining us. Took some convincing, but Morris finally conceded and allowed this pin-up to be placed on the office wall.
Suggs,
Yeah, Banks?
I'll just let you get back.
Thanks.
Nothing to add.
Got a minute, Murphy?
Sure, but I'm still on the clock.
I'll let you get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
With your accent, you could have been on The Sopranos. You think so? That's the first time anyone has told me that. Not that I ever watched The Sopranos. I reckon there must have been, like, Brooklyn, Italian, something like that. Oh, right, I have the key in my inventory right here. Duh. Lock up the office. You take a crack at merging the office key with the office key, but it doesn't make any sense to do that. Well, maybe I should use it on the door then. You lock up Morris's office. You get back to work and hope that there isn't any more excitement in the office today.
I'm back, Alfie. Got my key?
Yes, Evan, here you are.
Alfie,
Yes?
where are tomorrow's leads?
I beg your pardon?
The leads for tomorrow? The ones that were on my desk?
Uh-oh.
They're no longer on my desk. Where have they gone?
I have no idea. I haven't been in your office since this morning.
You know I trust you 100%, Alfie, but this is a very serious matter.
I'm aware of it. Look, I'll get Suggs and Murphy together and we'll look for them.
Or maybe we could just skip the drama if you look under Banks's hat, sir.
What?
We both saw you, Banks. There's no need to put on a charade.
Coming clean will save us all a lot of embarrassment.
Is what they're saying true, Alfie?
What? No, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Then you won't mind me looking under your hat? Just to be sure you understand.
See for yourself.
How did all that fit under there?
Really? You, of all people?
You backstabbers.
You are so
That was perfectly timed, Malchus. Thank you. Yeah, those two are so dead. I'm gonna whack those guys.
Evan, please, you know me. Would I be capable of doing this?
I honestly don't know what to think, Alfie. You have to admit, this doesn't look good.
Well, there has to be a logical explanation, but I can tell you I didn't do this.
Alfie, look at it from my perspective. The leads were in my office when I left and gone when I came back. You were the only one with the key, and now they show up under your hat. What would you do in my shoes?
So does this mean I've been canned?
I hate to do this, Alfie. You know your father and I were great friends, and you've been an asset to this company. But for now, I think you should take an indefinite leave of absence.
Fine. I see how it is.
I'm gonna start my own company with blackjack and hookers.
I guess I'll see you fellas around.
Hey, no hard feelings, Banks. Here you go. See? They ain't even wooden.
Taking an early lunch, Mr. Banks?
No, Sure. Just taking an early lunch.
Well, if you need anything to read while you eat, I still got plenty of papers left.
Well, I just so happen to have a nickel, so why the hell not?
Riots in Vienna! Read!
Don't suppose the news of the day can be any worse than the morning I've had. Let me have a paper, please.
That'll be a nickel.
Thanks, Lau.
Murder. No.
Extortion, robbery. Par for the course in this city. What's this? Merrick making waves in Florida?
The article explains that there is currently a very promising land boom in the Miami area, especially with regard to a development known as Coral Gables. It goes on to state that the project leader, one George E. Merrick, is currently hiring a team of real estate salesmen to assist in his monumental undertaking.
Miami, eh? I've always heard that place was nothing more than glorified swampland. But I'll be damned if I'm just gonna roll over and freeze to death up here. When I'm finished down there, the name Banks will finally mean something again. So, Mr. Merrick, let's just see what you've got to offer.
I like this boy's spunk. Chapter 1. Florida, the Treasure Land. Kind of lower bow weapon here. Miami, Florida, winter 1921.
Hello, Miami. Alfie Banks. Huzzah! Oh, horse feathers. This humidity is something else. Right. I've got my luggage claim ticket. Now I just need to find this Hotel Belmont and...
Hey there! Hello!
Are you speaking to me, sir?
You see anybody else around, son? Come on over here and have a chat with old Doc Dammers, why don't you?
Do I really have to?
I haven't got all day, Sonny. Come have a chat with old Doc and you can be on your way.
Unfortunately, Walter Winchell couldn't be reached, so you'll have to do it with me.
May I help you with something?
Pardon me for saying so, my boy, but I believe I'm the one who can offer you the help.
I'm really not interested in buying anything, sir.
Of course you aren't. Did you think I just fell off the turnip truck? I can tell a fellow salesman a mile away. You're here to get a piece of the action, aren't you?
Yes,
That's Abe Goldfarb,
I
isn't
suppose
it?
I am.
Then consider this your own little welcoming committee. What did you say your name was?
I didn't. It's Banks. Alfred Banks.
Well then, welcome to Miami, Alfred Banks. By your complexion, I'm guessing you come from up north.
Yes, New York, actually.
Hell of a town, but you'll find we do things a bit differently down here. If you got any questions, feel free to ask.
I guess I got no choice.
I'm interested in this Coral Gables development I've heard about.
Oh, straight to the top, eh? They call it Miami's master suburb. It's been meticulously planned and is ready to start construction at any moment. Lots are going faster than a Tin Lizzie downhill. If you want to get involved there, you're going to need to talk to the man in charge, George Merrick.
Where can I find George Merrick?
He's got a sales office downtown, right on Flagler Street. Look for the building made of coral rock next to the Stocks and Bonds office. You can't miss it. Of course, George is incredibly busy these days and doesn't talk to just anyone.
Maybe not, but he'll talk to me.
I like your spirit, kid. You'll get places thinking like that.
What's the current market like down here? I've heard quite a few things back in New York.
People are buying left and right. It's a great time to be in real estate. Plenty of dough to be made. Every day, more and more locals and tourists come looking for their own spot of land, and we're here to sell. Mark my words, Banks, we're on the verge of something great.
How long have you been in this business?
Probably longer than you've been alive, son. Before this opportunity opened up, I was selling lots on Miami Beach for Carl Fisher himself. Surely you saw his billboard in Times Square.
You mean it's June in Miami? Of course, everyone saw that. It's partly what inspired me to come down here.
Glad to hear it. That's a perfect example of good marketing and knowing your audience. Why do you think I'm out here by the train station? New arrivals are the easiest to sell to. There's a free piece of advice for you, Banks.
Yeah, there's a sucker born every minute.
I appreciate the information, Mr. Dammers, but I'm afraid I must be going.
Of course, eager to get started, I understand. And believe me, there'll be plenty to do very soon.
It was a pleasure to have met you. Maybe I'll see you around town.
I can more or less guarantee that, my boy.
My boy. The old wagon has been painted a garish red and has a very visible advertisement for the real estate services of one Doc Dammers, apparently a name you can trust. The older gentleman has a wicked gleam in his eye, not unlike a snake about to strike its prey. His demeanor is that of a man 20 years his junior. Got some money and a claim ticket for my luggage to be delivered to the Hotel Belmont at 130 West Flagler Street. You decided it would be a good idea to carry around a few bills. Money is always needed at the most unexpected times, after all. Oh, Robert Stack, he was the unsolved mystery guy, wasn't he? Also Ultra Magnus in the Transformers movie, the 80s Transformers movie, the good Transformers movie. The large billboard looms above the building, the model's vacant stare gazing down upon you and your fellow pedestrians. Suddenly I want to go buy some toothpaste. Huh. These women look strangely familiar. Or rather, strangely alike, except for them being in different colors. Anyway, let's see if my luggage has arrived.
Hello, and welcome to the Hotel Belmont.
So who runs this hotel? Simon? Should talk to him about checking in first, okay?
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
You are so dead.
Thank you for following Arpine 16.
I'd like to check in, please. My reservation was made under Banks, Alfred.
One moment, please. Yes, here you are. Your room will be the second door to your right when you get to the top of the stairs. Oh, someone was here earlier from the train station to deliver your luggage. It's been placed in your room. I'll just take that claim ticket off your hands for you.
Yoink.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem, sir. Please, let me know if I can assist you with anything else.
Is there anything you can tell an out-of-towner about this city?
Certainly. It's been growing at an alarming rate, especially in the past few years. There's no denying we're at the start of a land boom. I hear tell this new Coral Gables development is going to bring in thousands more people as well. At this pace, we could be the next Manhattan by 25.
Thank you for your assistance, my good man.
Happy to help.
Oh, they released the Serious Sam engine source code. It's always cool when a developer is gracious like that, letting people tinker around with their stuff. Let's see if they handle my luggage carefully. Remember, you keep this note to remind you of the best technique to warm people up to make a sale. Remember, BITS, break the ice, introduce yourself, tell a story, sell your pitch. Sounds important to remember. You keep this photo of your late father in your suitcase so he can accompany you wherever you go. Ah, how sentimental. Typewriter ribbon. Gotta take that along to save the game. Well, at least we would if this were a Resident Evil game, which it isn't. Let's save the game anyway. The Hotel. Above your bed hangs a somewhat generic landscape featuring a mountain and river against the green sky. The hotel bed is somewhat Spartan, but looks comfortable enough, at least until you find more permanent accommodation. You look in the mirror and see a tall, somewhat naive-looking young man staring back at you. He sure is a snappy dresser, though. So humble. Seeing as you just got here, the dresser is empty. No, nothing else from this suitcase I need. Typewriter ribbon. Can never have enough of those. What did I tell you? The painting is an interesting example of chiaroscuro, but the subject matter is a bit odd to have in a hotel. Well, what did I say about the big words earlier? Anything else from the clerk?
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
Thank you for your assistance, my good man.
Happy to help.
Okay. Anywhere else we need to go? Records office for the greater Miami area. It's as good a place to stop by as any, I suppose.
Hello, sir. Let me know if I can be of assistance.
Whoa. Got a pair of ears on him. The portrait is of a distinguished-looking older gentleman. The plaque at the bottom identifies him as H.M. Flagler. Can't do anything with it, obviously. The Hall of Records clerk is a shifty-looking man, but hopefully he's good at his job.
Excuse me.
What can I do for you?
What sort of records do you keep in this office?
All kinds. Marriage licenses, death certificates, property titles, you name it.
How far back do they go?
Not too far back. 30 years or so. The city wasn't officially incorporated until 1896, but I have some records going back to 1891. You let me know if there's anything you need to look up.
Have you always lived in Miami?
Nah, I moved down here from Philly after the war. Nice place. Can't beat the climate, that's for sure.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Hey, G-Pudding. I'm playing the Golden Wake, as you can see. Figured I'd give this hosting malarkey a try since there was a hole in the schedule tonight.
Could I look something up?
Of course. What do you need?
On second thought, nothing right now. Thank you for your...
Anytime.
Okay, so I guess we need to come here whenever we need to look up any kind of records. I mean, you send the payment for host to my PayPal, okay? Yeah, I'll be sure to do that, Tom. How's the game? People say it's kind of boring? It's hard to tell. I've only just started, but it seems interesting enough. I like the protagonist. Coral Gables, Miami's master suburb. See it if you would see Miami at its best. Is that where this is? The Coral Gables sales office has established itself in this building. It appears to be constructed from some kind of porous stone, one you are unfamiliar with. This must be the place, then. Yeah, and it's got a nice little, you know, old-timey 1920s vibe to it with the art style and the music. Very jazzy.
Pardon me, miss.
I'm terribly sorry, sir, but I'm just too busy for you right now. Perhaps you could come back another time?
Another time? I've just come all the way from New York.
And boy, are my
there's
arms
something
tired.
A lovely young lady like you can do to help out a man in need?
Look, Buster, I've heard it all before. Like I said, I haven't got time for you at this moment.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, not that you'd care, but I need to get these letters written. And seeing as the weekly shipment of supplies has been delayed, I'm forced to do them by hand.
You seem very dedicated to your job. I can appreciate that.
I am, yes. Mainly because I want to keep it. Now, unless you want to come back here and pick up a pen, I really need to get back to my work.
A tempting offer, but I'll have to decline. I'll be back later.
Huh. You'd rather not speak to them. They're currently the competition, after all. Can't just barge in either. Yeah. Okay, I get the message. We'll come back later. Alright, see you later, Kilgore. Thanks for stopping by. Stocks and Bonds Office. You briefly remember all the hubbub about war bonds a few years ago and find yourself glad all that is over. Yeah, well, I don't want to alarm you, but you might want to look into that, like, 20 years from now. Whoops, clicked outside the window. Exit to map. Is there any other place I can go right now? No. Okay.
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
Thank you.
Happy.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You are so dead.
Thanks for the follow, Kilgore Trout. Ah, okay. East flavor? No, that's where we just came from. So we can't go into the building all the way to the left. Stocks and bonds are out of the question. Maybe I could try bribing the woman? I don't know. Don't think that offer would be appreciated. Okay, never mind. Oh, wait. She's got a oh, she's doing it by hand. I guess the typewriter needs more ink?
Pardon me, miss. Would this typewriter ribbon be of any use to you?
It certainly would. Mine wore out yesterday, and I ordered a replacement, but it hasn't come in yet.
Ah.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate it. This will cut my work time by half, at least.
My pleasure. Happy to help.
Yay! I am observant.
Pardon me, miss.
What may I do for you, sir?
I'd like to see Mr. George Merrick.
Take a number. Mr. Merrick is in very high demand. I'm afraid he's not currently seeing walk-ins.
Would it be possible to make an appointment to see Mr. Merrick?
Certainly. Let me see. Our next available appointment is next July.
What? That's preposterous.
Mr. Merrick is a very busy man.
I think you've made that quite clear. Come now. I helped you out with your typewriter. Now you're just gonna hi-hat me? I don't know how things work down here, but where I'm from, one good turn usually deserves another.
Okay, keep your shirt on. I'll level with you. I'm not going to be able to get you an appointment, but I can tell you that Mr. Merrick keeps an eye out for fresh talent. If you can manage to do something to impress him, he may see you without an appointment.
I see. What would you suggest?
Well, I'm not sure, but you might be able to get something done at today's land auction.
A land auction, you say? Where and when?
It's set to start this afternoon, around 2 o'clock. You'll find it at the corner of Granada Avenue and Coral Way.
Fantastic. I'll head over there right away.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Have you got any pertinent information on the Coral Gables development?
None I'm allowed to divulge, sir.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go check that out then. See if we can work some of that salesman magic. Make it a good first impression.
Come on, folks, it's a beautiful day to buy some land.
Oh, him again?
Well, well. Fancy seeing you here.
Thanks. What brings you to my humble little land auction?
I'm trying to see Mr. Merrick, but it's proving a bit more difficult than I'd anticipated.
Don't say old Doc didn't warn you, son. Anyway, I'd love to chat, but I'm a bit tied up at the moment.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Actually, there is. See those two sets of stragglers over there, separate from the crowd? They're all about a hair's breadth away from buying, but I just can't get them to budge. Take your pick. If you can convince either set to buy some houses, I just might put in a good word for you back at the sales office. The fellow by himself there seems like he won't take too much effort to convince. If you want a real challenge, you might try the crowd of 5 there.
I'll see what I can do.
Attaboy. Oh, one more thing before you get started. I know you've got experience in this business, but I want to talk to you about seller intuition. From time to time, you might find yourself needing to persuade someone. You know as well as I do that that's all about finding a person's weakness and bending it to your whim. When you're talking to them, you can use seller intuition to your advantage. It'll give you a clearer read on people and let you figure out what you should play to in order to get them to see things your way. But enough yammering from me. Go and do what you have to do.
This is starting to sound like Phoenix Wright. Well, like you said, let's start with this guy. Probably got to remember the bits strategy for this.
Pardon me, sir. I wonder if I could have a moment of your time.
What can I do for you, Mac?
The name's Alfred Banks, and I think I'm the one that can do something for you. I hear you're in the market to buy a lot.
It's true. I've heard plenty about this Coral Gables development, but I've got some reservations.
Let's have a chat then. I'm sure I can assuage all your concerns.
Okay. I have to admit, I'm not exactly the researching type. Fact is, I'm just going by what I've been told. I've noticed that they're not just selling houses, but also lots. What good is a patch of dirt to me anyway?
Instructions. You're attempting to persuade this person. Pick a dialogue choice based on what you think will make them lean towards your argument. Pay special attention to their faces, as it is often an indicator of your progress. If you need a hint, click the Seller Intuition button to perform a personality analysis. If you fail at persuasion, there are always other ways to convince them. Okay, now it's getting to be a little like L.A. Noire. You can build whatever you want. Have your dream home. DIY, of course. This lot is in a prime condition. Prime location. Location is key. Less effort to get places. It's a long-term investment. Payoff will come later as land value increases. Appeal sounds like the way to go.
The advantage is, you can build whatever you like on the lot to suit your taste. You have complete freedom to build your dream home.
Yeah, but that means I'll have to spend extra money hiring workers, buying materials, pulling permits. I'm not dumb, you know. I just want the least amount of work necessary. And building a house is a heck of a lot of work. But aside from all that, people keep going on about Coral Gables. What's so great about this area?
A desirable area means rich neighbors, which means nice parties. Everything is close by, you'll be comfortable and not have to lift a finger. You'll pay low taxes. Everyone loves low taxes, don't they?
From what I've seen, you'll have everything at your doorstep. You won't need to travel very far to get what you need.
Well now, that's definitely an advantage.
We're getting
if there's
somewhere.
one thing I despised about my home up north, it was having to walk everywhere in the cold. One thing I don't understand, though, why is the land being sold at an auction? It seems a bit shady, to be honest.
Auctions mean you can pay whatever you want, you'll get a great deal. More exciting than filling out paperwork in an office. To make things easy for you. It's not fair to make you do the work.
It's for the consideration of the buyer, to make things easier. We're trying to make these sales as stress-free and simple as possible.
And I certainly do appreciate that, don't get me wrong. Now be honest with me. All this seems a bit too good to be true. There has to be something that isn't right about all this.
Everything is absolutely perfect. There will be growing pains, but everything will balance out in the end. This place is terrible. Who would want to live here? Haha, only kidding. I don't want to screw things up just as we're getting through to this guy.
You're right. This is awful. I have no idea why anybody would want to buy around here.
Was that supposed to be a joke? I can't tell if you're serious or if you're just using reverse psychology.
So what do you say? Do we have a deal?
We sure do. Where do I sign?
Oh, well.
A pleasure doing business with you, sir. I hope you'll enjoy your new home.
Nice work. There's nothing more rewarding than a satisfied customer. Well, that worked out somehow.
Nice job over there, Banks. You got a real knack for this business. Now go get some rest, would you? You don't want to overwork yourself first day here, after all.
Well,
any bids for 200?
Whatever you say, Doc. And hey, little Norwegians. Glad you could join us.
Mr. Banks, I have a message for you when you get a chance.
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
Message?
You said you had a message for me.
Yes, sir. From George Merrick at the Coral Gables sales office. He's asked you to stop by at your earliest convenience.
Fantastic. Thank you.
He likes what he sees, huh? Mission accomplished. No mood to sleep right now. Okay. Guess we should go by and see him then. They apparently didn't update what game is currently being played by in 74. This is A Golden Wake. Yeah. Stocks and Bonds Office. Okay, let's go see Merrick. Yeah, so far it seems enjoyable enough. Can't just... Okay, yeah, sorry. Talk to the secretary.
Pardon me, miss.
Gotta be
What
courteous.
may I do for you, sir?
I got a message from Mr. Merrick asking me to see him.
Ah, yes, he's expecting you, Mr. Banks. Go ahead and knock on his door there.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Thank you, sir.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Merrick. I'm Alfred Banks. You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Banks. Please come in. Make yourself at home. Please, have a seat.
It really is a pleasure to finally meet you, Mr. Merrick. Like I said, my name is Alfred Banks, and...
I know who you are, Mr. Banks. I was well aware of your father's work up north. It seems apparent that you are eagerly following in his footsteps. You've gotten my attention. Now let's see how serious you really are. I see great potential in you, but a good sales agent needs more than just talent. He needs ability and know-how.
I've got those in spades.
You're certainly confident, I'll give you that. In any case, I have a few small setbacks which I need to deal with, and I think they would serve as an excellent proving ground for you.
Proving ground?
Think of it as an extended job interview.
I'm all ears. What do you need?
I can give you more details as you need them, but currently I'm faced with 3 concerns. The first is a man living on a prime piece of land who is refusing to sell. The second is my need for quality advertising. And the third is getting back some stolen design plans.
What's the story with the holdout?
There's a stretch of land which is of great interest to me in the area of Anastasia Avenue. Currently, the land is owned by an individual who has no interest in selling it. He's built himself a home there and understandably wants to keep it. Unfortunately, business is business, and I need that land to complete a very important project. I need you to convince the gentleman to sell.
Consider it done.
What about your need for publicity?
Any project, no matter how good it is doomed to fail if nobody knows about it. I've managed to secure some decent advertising, but I feel we need something more. The story of Coral Gables needs to make headlines. I'd like you to head over to the Miami Herald building and see if you can befriend a reporter or two. Having a journalist in our corner would do wonders for our advertising.
Okay.
What about your design plans?
I regret to say that a set of design plans was stolen from my office a few weeks ago by a man claiming to want a job interview. In reality, he was a spy, sent from my competitor Orrin Riley's real estate company.
Oh, but
Riley
of course.
still has my plans, but 2 can play his game. Since you're a fresh face in town, I need you to infiltrate his company and take back the plans. I'll have my secretary set up an interview for you later today. And here, take this set of dummy plans and leave it in place of the real ones so Riley doesn't get suspicious.
Infiltrate his company? What will that entail exactly?
My guess is that Riley will have the plans stored away in his office someplace. You may need to do a bit of searching. Are you comfortable with that? I know it's asking for quite a bit.
I think so, sir. I'll do as much as I can within legal means.
Of course. I'm not asking you to commit any crimes. After all, you're just taking back something that was already stolen. Think of it as a repossession.
I'll just get to it then.
I wish you the best of luck. Although, you seem the type who makes his own luck. I have a feeling I can expect great things from you.
Job interviews. Yeah. I feel your pain on that. Take your hat when you leave. Be sure to quit to trust us with this type of corporate espionage thing. But hey, Alfie has a trustworthy face, I guess. Otherwise he wouldn't be a good salesman. Right. Let's get to work. Actually, though, I'm gonna step out for a minute, so talk amongst yourselves while I be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Did I miss anything? Right, so what's the first thing we should go do? Let's go talk to the guy who won't sell. Well, he certainly lives in a nice house, I gotta give him that. The house is a very nice two-story affair constructed in a Mediterranean style, which seems to be fairly consistent with the style of Coral Gables you've been able to observe so far. Let's give him the old ding-dong. Or knock-knock.
Yes? May I help you?
You may.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Alfred Banks, and...
Whatever it is you're selling, I'm not interested.
Ah, but I'm not here to sell you anything. In fact, quite the contrary.
Oh, I see. Merrick sent you, didn't he?
Well, yes, he did.
Look, you can go back and tell him exactly what I told all the others. Nothing doing. I bought this land before he got his little vision, and I intend to keep it. I tried appeasing him by building my house to match his Mediterranean style, but apparently even that wasn't good enough. I did everything by the book and filed all the proper paperwork. You tell Merrick he'll get me off this land when I'm no longer drawing breath. Good day to you, sir.
Well now, that can be arranged.
You again? What do you want?
Sir, I really just want to have a chat.
I know your game. You vipers are just trying to trick me, and before I know it, you'll be flim-flamming me into signing some paper handing over my land. Well, you can just forget it. I've worked too hard on this house to just let it go. The paperwork alone was a nightmare and a half. Nothing you can say will convince me to sell my land. Nothing. Good day to you, sir.
He seems pretty determined. Can I bribe him?
You again?
You don't think he would care for that? Does he want some fake plans? No.
Sir, I really just want to have a chat.
I know your game. You vipers... Well, I've worked the paper... Not good day...
Okay. This is gonna take a little work. Fine, I'll be back later.
Quite an operation they've got going on in here.
Hello, sir. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hello, Rebecca Whitaker. Voice of Rosa Blackwell.
May I have a moment?
You may.
I'm Alfred Banks, and I believe you have the advantage.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas.
Pleasure. What is it you do around here, Miss Douglas?
I write articles, conduct interviews, and investigate stories. I'm what's commonly referred to in this business as a reporter.
I suppose that was a bit of a silly question on my part.
Well, at least you can admit to it. That puts you ahead of most.
Ouch. She's not one to mince words.
Have you reported anything on George Merrick's Coral Gables project?
Don't know that I'd have to. He spent a small fortune on advertising. I doubt there's a single person in town who hasn't heard of it by now.
That may not exactly be the case. Mr. Merrick asked me to come here and inquire about possibly getting someone to do a bit of publicity for him.
Ah, suddenly it all becomes clear. Let's get something straight right now. I'm not some dumb Dora at anyone's beck and call. If Merrick wants a reporter in his pocket, it'll have to be someone else. I'm far too busy to find myself on the leash of some land developer and his cronies.
Oh yeah, that'd be me switching my mic off to eat my little apple here. So you don't have to listen to that.
Now, let's not be so hasty. I'm sure Mr. Merrick isn't looking for a lapdog, just someone who can provide some help. Maybe we can reach some sort of agreement.
Now that you mention it, maybe we can. Okay, I'll help you out if you do me a favor first.
Name it.
There's a story I've been following, but I've hit a bit of a roadblock. Are you familiar with Jeremiah Miller?
Afraid not. Who is he?
He's a local politician, county commissioner in fact, very outspoken on the subject of prohibition. I have reason to believe, however, that he's full of hot air. Unfortunately, I've never been able to get close enough to him to see if my hunch is right.
So, where do I come in?
Miller enjoys spending his time at the Miami Men's Club on Brickell Avenue. I figure if he's going to indulge in any illicit pastimes, that would be his ideal spot. As I am of the fairer sex and therefore not allowed inside, I need someone I can trust to get in there and see if I'm right.
And you trust me?
Not particularly, but you're my best hope, and you need my help. So I figured you've got the best chance of actually getting this done.
So, if I catch Miller in the act, what then?
Bring me some sort of proof of his hypocrisy, be it a photograph or a signed confession. I'm not fussy.
I'll see what I can do.
Yep, quid pro quo. And yeah, this is by, published by Wadjet Games, the guys who made Blackwell, but this is actually made by Grundislav Games, aka Francisco Gonzalez, who also made Shardlight and the Ben Jordan series.
Do you enjoy your work here?
I do, although to be completely frank, it's gotten a bit tedious. Granted, what I'm doing now is much better than what I did when I started, that being the society column. Back then, things were so slow I made up half my stories.
It certainly seems like there's a lot going on in town these days.
I won't argue with you on that point, but we'll see what the future brings. Maybe I'll take a crack at going out on my own. We've managed to get the vote. I see no reason why a woman can't make a name for herself as a freelance writer.
Yeah, that's spirit. Oh, you really need to play Blackwell Malchus. I played them a while ago myself. They're amazing.
Anything you can tell me about Miami?
When I first got here, this was no more than a glorified railroad terminal. There were less than 5,000 people and the streets were made of white dust. Now we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of new faces showing up every day and are constantly expanding. I bet it won't be long before some other fool tries draining the Everglades to make more room.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Alrighty then. Starting to get complicated with all the odd jobs they got us doing. Can't disturb anyone else. Can't check the memo board. Frame newspaper. About the day the Great War ended. Ah, yes. They thought that war was great, they ain't seen nothing yet. The Miami Men's Club. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Hello. The man in this painting is smoking a cigar and looks particularly arrogant. Hopefully this doesn't represent the typical members of this club. This painting depicts a man in a safari outfit standing triumphantly on a dead tiger. You feel a bit sorry for the poor creature.
Begging your pardon, my good man.
Yes?
This seems a rather exclusive establishment.
Yes, sir, it is. Did you need something in particular, or did you prefer to stand around all day discussing the obvious?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that someone wanted to join your club. How would one go about doing so?
It's a rather simple three-step process. 1, you have to be a man. I believe you've already met that requirement. 2, you must prove your pedigree. We don't just allow anyone in off the street. Finally, you need to have a respected member of the community vouch for you. Once you've done that, it's a simple matter of waiting to be contacted for approval.
Starting to remind me of Gabriel Knight 2 with having to enter the hunt club.
Let's say,
we already went through all that.
I didn't catch your name.
That's because I didn't pitch it. You can call me Morris if you need anything. Of course, how much I'll actually be able to serve you remains to be seen.
Morris? Any relation to Evan Morris from New York?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, I guess that helps my chances of getting into this club, at least.
Yes, we have our own Xaver from Gabriel Knight 2. I've got my own gentleman's club. Thwack! If only it were that easy.
Are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of Jeremiah Miller?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Come on, I know for a fact that he's a member of this club.
Then why did you ask me?
Because I want to know what you know about him.
As I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss members of this club with non-members. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough.
I'm afraid I must be going.
Good day to you, sir.
Can't bribe him either. Nobody in this town will take a hint. Well, that's not working out for us right now, so... let's see what we can't do about the stolen plans.
Pardon me, miss.
What can I help you with, sir?
I have an interview scheduled with Mr. Riley today.
I see. And your name is?
Alfred Banks.
Just a minute.
Were you going to let him know I'm here?
Huh? Oh, right. Hey, Mr. Riley, you got someone here to see you.
I think I could have done that myself.
Go ahead and go through the door there.
Of course. Thank you.
Charming.
What can I do for you, young man?
Hey, is that the voice of... God, what was that name? Mr. Peebles from Blackwell Epiphany?
Hello, Mr. Riley. My name is Alfred Banks, and I'm here for a job interview.
Ah, yes, of course. My secretary informed me you'd be coming in. I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a hurry today, however. I have a very important appointment I must depart for in about 15 minutes.
Then I suppose we should get this over with as soon as possible.
Yes, of course. Well, let's begin. Why don't we start off by you telling me a bit about yourself?
Let's tell this guy what he wants to hear.
I'm actually surprised you don't recognize my name. Plenty of people knew my father, Hiram Banks. I've been working at the family company the past few years, but decided to come down here and shine on my own.
You don't say. What made you get into real estate?
If I have to be honest, it's so I can achieve some financial security. I really wanted to be an artist, but real estate was the family business and it just seemed more lucrative.
Money is nice, Banks, but it's not everything. You know the old saying about money not buying happiness, surely?
Of course.
It's very true. You can buy people off, certainly, but there's just some things that haven't got a price. The love of your children, for example. But enough of me rattling on. Now, what do you think you can bring to this company?
I thought I'd appeal to this guy's greed, but seems he's not all that shallow. Sales record is amazing. Your people person can help expand the company. I guess people person?
I'm very good at dealing with people. I have yet to meet a client I'm unable to convince.
Well, Banks, I must say, you seem to be a very promising candidate. I'll have my secretary contact you in a few days. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must run. I have to meet my daughter for dinner, and I don't want to be late. A word of advice, Banks. As great as this business will make you feel, you are nobody if you haven't got someone who loves you. My daughter, for instance, means the world to me. I always want her to be around, which is why I've got these paintings of her in my office. But I digress. Let me show you back out.
Next he's gonna be showing me pictures. Nice socks.
Good day to you, Banks. Caroline, hold my calls.
Riley's secretary might get suspicious if you just wander back in there. You should ask her about it first. I left my hat.
Pardon me, miss.
Even though it's on my head.
What can I help you with, sir?
My other hat.
I'm afraid I need to get back into Mr. Riley's office.
Oh? Why is that?
I left something behind in there during my interview.
Oh, I see. Go ahead and get it. I never lock the door when Mr. Riley is out anyway.
Oh, well, thank you.
She's very relaxed.
I appreciate the help.
Mm-hmm.
A fleur-de-lis on her desk or a spider. I didn't notice that. I'll have a look when we come back out of here. Nothing in the cabinet that interests you. Where does this guy hide his plans? In the safe behind the painting? Please tell me there's a safe behind the painting. Don't want to ruin the painting by touching it. The painting shows Riley's daughter in a low-cut beige dress. She's clearly trying to pull off the flapper look, but in your opinion, she needs a bit of work. Okay. Ah, the date. March 5th, 1913. Let me guess, that's going to be the combination to the safe. Signed by A. Sokolov. You've never heard of that artist before. There's nothing else about this painting I can do anything with, so it must be behind this one. Oldest trick in the book, hide your safe behind a painting. Let me just quickly check the date again. March 5th, 1913, so 0305 or 35, 1915? Talking the handle, but it doesn't budge. Let me try that again. 0305. Oh, what? Okay, I found Merrick's plans and quickly replaced them with your fake ones. Ta-da! Put that back so he doesn't get suspicious, and we're on our way. Huh, that was easy. God damn it, the Grows. Now you made all of us lose the game. Oh, hey, Outstar Walker. What? Who was talking about placentas? I wasn't around for when it happened previously, but I did hear a bit on the side. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we can go give those plans back to Mr. Merrick. That was his name, right? Merrick? Whatever. The guy we're supposed to be working for. Huh. Can just barge in right now.
Come in.
Go through the secretary anymore.
Hello, Mr. Merrick.
Thanks. A pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
Please, have a seat.
Let me see. Well, yep, I got the plans for him.
Here you are, Mr. Merrick. I got your design plans back from Riley.
Very impressive work, Banks. Did you get the job, too?
I'm not quite sure about that, sir.
Well, for the time being, let's hope you didn't. I don't want Riley stealing anything else from me.
You know who did the music and sound design for this game? They made an awesome job. I believe the music for this game was composed by Peter Gresser, who did a few other Wadget Eye games as well. I could be mistaken. I think he did the Shiva, among other things. Unless I'm getting confused with the other guy. There were two guys who did the Blackwell games.
You are so dead.
Oh, thanks for following, Bit Frylock. Okay, that's one job down, 2 to go. We still need to get into the men's club to help out the reporter girl. Could just Google it. Oh, well.
Begging your pardon, my good man.
Yes?
Let's say, how would one...
It's A1. You
Okay,
two,
man.
you must prove your pedigree. Finally, you need to have a respected member of the community vouch for you. Once you've done...
Okay. I believe I know how to achieve step 2 is by heading over to the records office. Maybe. We'll see. It's worth a shot.
Excuse me.
What can I do for you?
Could I look something up?
Of course. What do you need?
There's a house at 1251 Anastasia Avenue that I need some information on.
Of course. Let me go have a look.
Yeah, the living wages.
Yes, here we are. Belongs to one Ernest Mathers. Built it himself 6 months ago.
Might I have a copy of the document?
What's your business with it?
I'm working with Mr. George Merrick of the Coral Gables project, and it's of utmost importance to his acquisition of the land.
All right, you can take this copy.
Thank you for your help.
Anytime.
Yeah, the follow thing, I figured I'd make it a bit of an inside joke for us, the old guard. Anyway, we got a thing. You take a look through the record for the 1251 Anastasia House and see that it was constructed 6 months ago by Ernest Mathers. According to this, he had a cursory inspection performed. Looking further, you see that there were no permits pulled for any of the construction work done. Mathers may have tried to oppose Merrick, but it seems he did so in a very half-assed fashion. Now we've got him. Let's go rub it in his face. Knock, knock.
You again? What do you want?
Mr. Mathers, I've just been to the Hall of Records downtown, and I pulled up a copy of your house record.
Yes? And?
It seems you had a property inspection done when you completed the house, but it was very basic. Furthermore, you didn't pull any construction permits.
I didn't need to. I haven't done any exterior work.
Nevertheless, I'm afraid I'll need to perform an inspection of your home just as a matter of record.
On what authority?
Look, you can either let me come in and do a brief home inspection, or I can report you to the county, and you can deal with whatever fine or punishment they see fit to dispense.
Fine. Come in. I don't know what you expect to find, though.
Me neither, but I'm sure we'll find out. Instructions. Search the room for the violations listed at the bottom. Click on the spot where you think you found one. If you're correct, the area will be marked with a red circle and the item will disappear from the list. Continue until all items have been found. Whoa, this suddenly turned into a hidden object game. We have water damage, cracked tile. Bingo.
Your floor tiles are severely cracked here. Do you regularly have elephants as house guests?
No. I mean, my mother-in-law hasn't seen the new house yet. That was a joke.
I'm sure it was.
Uneven rafters?
Uneven rafters are quite the hazard. This whole roof could come tumbling down on you.
Haven't had any problems so far.
Water damage?
What a mess! You clearly have a problem with a water leak.
And I've called the plumber, but he's yet to get back to me.
This doesn't look good either.
This wall shows clear signs of water damage. You probably have a cracked pipe somewhere back there.
Oh, I suppose that would explain it.
Well, I have a keen eye, Darksaber. Mold. Is there any mold?
Quite a nasty buildup of mold you have here.
My wife told me she'd clean it up.
Also got these ghosts who need busting. Old baseboard?
These baseboards look like they were installed during the Roosevelt administration.
No, they're supposed to look like that. It's the style, makes them seem classic.
An illegal gazebo. Oh my.
Nice gazebo. I hope you know you need to have a permit to have one of those.
It was a wedding gift from my sister. How was I meant to know?
Ignorance of rules is no excuse, Mr. Mathers.
Okay, and there's meant to be a loose tile there?
Your fireplace seems to be letting go of some of its tiles.
Oh, yes. I've been meaning to fix those.
You seem to have several problems in this home. Are you sure you performed a thorough inspection?
Well, yes. Yeah, I'm sure I did.
I see. And who was it that performed this inspection exactly?
Why, it was a man. Yes, a man from the city.
And did you happen to get this man's name?
Well, no, I wasn't aware of...
You didn't really have an inspection performed, did you?
No. I paid someone to say they had done one on the public record. You won't tell anyone, will you?
You're in quite a state here, Mr. Mathers. Not only did you build this house without the proper permits, but you also put fraudulent information on your report. This doesn't look good any way you cut it.
Please, I have money. How much to get you to look the other way?
I'm afraid my silence can't be bought, Mr. Mathers. However, you might be able to get yourself out of this jam if you sell your house and land to Mr. Merrick.
So this is what it's come to. I see how it is. You come in here playing the White Knight, but you're no better than any of the rest of them. I did what I had to do to keep my land, but I suppose that was all for naught. Fine. I'll call up Mr. Merrick and tell him he's won. I hope you can live with yourself, you snake.
I'm sure I'll manage. Have a nice afternoon, sir.
You go do that, Darksaber 2K. Have a good time. I like the cut of this guy's jib. Okay, that's 2 down. That just leaves the reporter bits. Let's go report to Mr. Merrick. See what he thinks. Love that trumpet. So jaunty. And I really like the way the music flows into each other as well when you go into different locations. Very, iMusy.
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Merrick.
Thanks. A pleasure to see you. Please, have a seat.
It's starting to become routine by now.
I was wondering if I could ask a favor of you.
What might that be?
I'm trying to join the Miami Men's Club, and I need someone to vouch for me.
A society climber on your first day in town?
It's not quite like that.
I understand. Sometimes this business makes us do things we weren't expecting.
You're telling me.
Very well. Give me one moment and I'll have Miss Rogers type up a letter for you.
Oh, well, that was easy.
She's typing it up for you right now.
Thank you, Mr. Merrick.
My pleasure.
Well, that takes care of having someone vouch for me, but that still leaves proving my pedigree.
What about your need for publicity?
Any project, no matter how good it is doomed to fail if nobody knows about it. I've managed to secure some decent advertising, but I feel we need something more. The story of Coral Gables needs to make headlines. I'd like you to head over to the Miami Herald building and see if you can befriend a reporter or two. Having a journalist in our corner would do wonders for our advertising.
Oh, well,
I'll just get to it.
Story already.
I wish you the best of luck.
Okay.
Here you are, Mr. Banks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rogers.
He looks so gallant when he flops that hat on. George, or rather Mrs. Rogers, Miss Rogers, she's probably not married, has written you a glowing recommendation for entry into the Miami Men's Club. Goody goody. Okay, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to stop by the records office one more time to see if I can dig up something about Alfie's pedigree, as it were. You never know.
Excuse me.
What can I do for you?
Thank you for your help.
Anytime.
No, guess not. Money, voucher. I gotta go do some digging. Congrats on entering the hair club for men. Well, I can go hand this in at the very least. Maybe that'll present some new options.
Have a look at this. It's a letter from George Merrick sponsoring my entry into your club.
Merrick, eh? Well, he is a fairly prestigious member of the community. Very good. The club will take this into consideration when evaluating your membership application.
Begging your pardon, my good.
Yeah.
Let's say, how would one...
It's a 1. You 2. You must prove your finally 1.
I'm a
good.
Now do I bribe him? Nope.
Begging your pardon, sir, but where exactly do you think you're going? Only members of this club are allowed in there, and I don't believe that you are one.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to look at the portrait. I didn't realize that was a... an exit into another room. Right, okay. Anything she can do to help? She could write a piece on me? I don't know.
May I have a moment?
You may.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Well, that was helpful. Oh! I just remembered we have a picture of Alfie's dad in his suitcase at the hotel. That might come in handy. Yeah, the portraits are kind of sketchy, I guess, but that's just Grundislav's style. It's not bad looking, just odd is all. What was the bits thing about again? Break the ice, introduce yourself, tell a story, sell your pitch. Yeah, okay. Right. We're going places. Have a look at this.
Take a look at this photo. Notice anything in particular?
It looks like you, with a mustache. If I may be frank, I'm glad you shaved it off. It doesn't really suit you.
That's my father, Hiram Banks. He was one of the top real estate moguls in the Northeast. Surely that demonstrates I have some sort of pedigree.
Ah, of course. While I have to admit I've never heard of the man, we have several members who surely have, being in that field. Very good. The club will take this into consideration when evaluating your membership application. Well, you seem to have provided sufficient information to be considered for membership into this club. Now it's just a matter of your evaluation.
How long will that take?
Oh, it all depends. Likely a week or two. We'll contact you when the decision has been made.
I'm not sure I can wait that long.
In that case, there may be ways of expediting the process.
Now we bribe him. You think about merging the photograph with the money, but thinking about it hurts your brain. That's not what I meant to do.
Say, friend, you've really been a great help today. I'd like to give you a little something for your trouble.
Why, thank you, Mr. Banks. Ah, well, what do you know? It seems the results of your evaluation are in, and you've passed with flying colors. Welcome to the Miami Men's Club. Please feel free to use any of the club's amenities at your leisure. And of course, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
Money and photo, that's the money shot, Banks. Yeah, I agree. Resonance is a pretty damn good looking game. I think that was done by...
You are so dead.
Thank you, Nicole. I think that game's art was done by Shane Stevens, the same guy who did the art for Blackwell Convergence, which is also my favorite of the ones in terms of art style. Very colorful game, that.
May I take your hat, sir?
Yes, of course. Much appreciated.
Well, look at this, boys. It seems we've got a new member.
The rest of the men glance in your general direction, but barely acknowledge you. They all seem to be rather uncomfortable in the presence of the man who just spoke.
Come on in, my boy. There's no need to be shy.
My boy.
What's your name, and where are you coming from?
Alfred Banks from New York. Just relocated to Miami this morning.
I must say, you work fast, Banks. Just arrived, and already a member of one of the best men's clubs in town. You must really be the cat's pajamas.
Well,
But where are my manners? I'm Jeremiah Miller, County Commissioner, District 2.
Pleasure.
I welcome you not only to the club, but to our fair city as well.
Thank you, sir.
Feel free to make yourself at home and get to know the others. If you have any questions about the city or anything else, I'll be happy to help.
Mr. Miller?
What can I help you with, Banks?
So, you're a county commissioner?
Indeed I am.
What does that entail exactly?
Well, I won't bore you with the particulars, but basically I'm one of several elected officials who run the county. It's not a bad jumping point if you, like me, are interested in furthering your political career. Your best bet is to find a platform and rally up supporters. After that, climbing the ladder is duck soup.
Oh, my game is real estate, not politics.
You mean there's a difference? We're both out to screw the next chump over. Why, our fields are practically brothers.
Isn't that a bit cynical, sir?
Oh, it's a necessary quality in this business, my friend. Now, don't dismiss my idea so easily, Banks. You've got the makings of a politician in you. I wouldn't be surprised to see you in office somewhere within the next few years.
Well, this guy is certainly enthusiastic, if a bit creepy.
I've heard you've got a particularly strong stance on the subject of prohibition.
You heard correctly, Banks. I have a strict no-tolerance policy. Oh, don't get me wrong. What a man does in his home is his business. But people going out on the town and getting smoked, it's unacceptable.
Just a minute. Are you saying you're fine with a man drinking in his own home?
Well, come now, old sport. Don't be naive. Every man enjoys a little nip now and then. Prohibition is designed for the masses, not the individuals. Keep the drink at home, I say. If it's on the streets and in bars, that's where the problem lies, and that's where we have to enforce. Just look at this place. I've made sure we're as dry as a bone in here, and nobody is the worse for it.
You seem to hear a collective muttering coming from the direction of everyone else in the room. Yeah, I see that little decision has made him real popular around here.
Have you lived here long?
About 20 years, in fact. This city has grown considerably since then, and I'm proud to be involved in its government.
Know anything about the other club members? They seem a bit cold.
Nah, don't let them get to you. They're just a bit shy around new members. Soon enough, they'll warm up to you, and they'll be like your second family. In any case, the bookworm over there is Carlton Meeks. From what I understand, he's in the real estate game. The two gents over there are John Norris Sr. and Jr. Not a day goes by, they aren't in here having some sort of squabble. And finally, the esteemed gentleman leaning on the counter is Franklin Evans. Don't think I've seen his face in years. He tends to keep to himself, you see. They're not the liveliest bunch, but they'll grow on you.
Nice chatting with you.
Likewise.
Actually, looking at these guys, I think this guy also made a cameo in Shardlight. He was one of the guys in the doctor's waiting room at the doctor's office in the Ministry of Medicine. At least, he looks similar, he wears similar clothes. Not sure if that might have been intentional, but just something I noticed.
Mr. Miller?
What can I help you with, Banks?
Nice chatting with you.
Likewise.
Okay, we're done talking. Does he want to see my photo? Nah.
Good book?
The man just nods slightly and continues reading. They seem to be in a fairly involved conversation. You feel it would be best not to interrupt.
Pardon me, sir, but...
Before you can finish your greeting, you are taken aback by the incredibly strong scent of alcohol emanating from the man. He's clearly been sneaking his liquor from somewhere for some time, as he is rather ossified. You doubt he can even tell that you're speaking to him. Ossified, now that's an interesting word. Huh. I wonder what Miller would think of that.
Mr. Miller?
What can I help you with, Banks?
Mr. Miller, this may be none of my business, but I was just trying to talk to the fellow over there by the counter, and, well, he's got a very strong scent of alcohol on him. I felt a bit woozy just standing next to him.
You don't say. I suppose that would explain quite a bit. This won't do. No, sir, not at all. Excuse me a moment, won't you, Banks?
This should be good.
Evans, are you drunk? Evans, answer me. Good Lord, how much have you had? You're a hazard. What if I wanted to light a cigarette? You're a disgrace to the good name of this club.
Well, problem solved, I guess. And what is this? The small engraved silver flask seems to be quite full. Uncapping it, you catch the unmistakable aroma of alcohol. Tisk tisk, Miller.
Pardon me, sir, but...
Still not interested in talking. Well, I think our lady reporter friend might be interested in seeing this.
Your hat, sir.
Thank you.
Yoink. Drunk guy's a man of few words, but wow. I like him already.
Have a look at this. It's Jeremiah Miller's engraved flask.
So my hunch was right after all. Nice work, Banks. It's a bit of a tenuous link, but it's probably the best we'll be able to do at this point. Well, a deal's a deal. You can go ahead and tell Merrick I'll write for him.
I appreciate your help, Miss Douglas. May I have a moment?
You may.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Moment well spent. Well, my work is done. Dare I say, One Punch Man? Well, he's probably not dead, but he'll certainly feel that in the morning. Oh, that was beautiful.
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Merrick.
Thanks. A pleasure to see you.
I believe that's everything taken care of, Mr. Merrick.
You know, when you first walked through that door, I had a feeling there was something special about you. I'm glad to see my assumptions were well placed. Welcome aboard the Golden Galleon, Banks. I think you're going to do wonders for us.
The Golden Galleon, sir?
Yes, it's our new slogan. Dammers came up with it. Follow the Golden Galleon to Coral Gables, where your castles in Spain are made real.
It certainly has a ring to it.
That it does. Now then, there's no time to waste. I've got some big plans for the next few years, and I'm going to need all the help I can get.
Chapter 2. When the Groves Begin to Bear. Spring 1922.
How are those sales going, Banks?
Not bad, Doc. Just made another 12 this hour.
I knew there was something special about you the minute you stepped off that train, kid.
Say, Doc, this new office is great and all, but aren't we a bit crowded in this room?
You'll get used to it, kiddo.
It's just that in New York, I wasn't...
Well, this isn't New York, as I'm sure you've noticed by now. Anyway, George wants to see you in his office ASAP.
I see. Thanks for letting me know.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a 0% on that, DeGrosse. And yeah, that is indeed Abe Goldfarb. Love that guy. Papers. Several papers are pinned to the wall, ranging from brochure samples to office memos. You can sort through your inbox later. Sort through all this stuff later. You don't need to make any telephone calls right now. Nothing in my inventory. Right, let's just stop stalling and go see the man. Where's he at? Whoa. Nice change of venue. This sales office is certainly a step up from the tiny one on Flagler Street, I'll say. Car is fairly unremarkable. That's probably not the way toward the guy's office. Guy's office?
Alfie,
whatever.
Good to see you. Please, come in. How do you like the new office?
It's a bit crowded, but much nicer looking than the one downtown.
The success of Coral Gables isn't going to be about money or sales. It's about aesthetics.
Well, you've certainly gone above and beyond in that department, sir.
There's no need to be so formal. We're all a big family here. Please call me George.
Fair enough. What was it you wanted to see me about, George?
Ah, yes, of course. I'm giving you a very special assignment. We've been doing fantastic with sales thus far, but I've decided to try a new approach. I'm calling the project State Days. Each week, we'll bring down a group of people by bus from a different state. But it won't just be enough to show them around. We need something more. A spectacle.
What kind of spectacle?
Ah, this is where you come in. I want you to ask around. See if you can find some sort of performer or show that will impress the crowds.
I really wouldn't know where to begin.
You're a resourceful young fellow. I'm sure you'll find something. Which reminds me. Here you are. The keys to your own company car. It should make getting around town much easier.
No fooling? My own car?
It's cheaper for us to have you drive yourself around rather than pay for taxi rides. You can drive, can't you?
Well, I admit it's been a while.
Just take care not to run into any ditches and you should be fine. Oh, and also, this telegram arrived for you this morning. I was going to send it along with my secretary, but you got here first. Now get to it. I've got a group from New York coming in 2 days, and I want some entertainment for them.
I'm on it.
And hello, Zaoris. Glad you could join us. We're playing some A Golden Wake. The Quiet Pond by Robert Byron. A serene landscape, but you wouldn't hang it in your living room. You read the telegram which has been sent from your brother Beauregard. Alfie, mother informed me of your success in Florida. I have come to Miami to visit you. I had no personal contact details, so sent message to your office. Meet me for lunch at Gable's Diner on Aragon Avenue. Looking forward to seeing you, Beau. You fold up the telegram and toss it away with mild annoyance. How like Beauregard to just show up and things are going well for you. Still, as he is a pure brother, you make a note to meet him for lunch.
George?
Yes, Alfie?
How's everything coming along?
Wonderfully. Thank you for asking. Clearly, you can see progress by way of the new office, but we're also expanding to larger projects. I've got my head architect designing a luxury pool, and our largest project is in the initial phase.
What exactly is this mysterious project I keep hearing about?
It'll be announced soon. I just need to iron out some details. But it will be worth the wait, I can assure you.
Worth the wait.
I'm having a bit of trouble thinking of a suitable spectacle for you.
Put yourself in the shoes of the tourists. Remember that what we're selling here is not land. It isn't just a piece of ground on which to put a house. What we are really selling is romance. The stars and the moon, the tropics, the wind off the blue waters, and the perfume of flowers that never grew in northern climes. You need to find something that will excite them even more than that.
That's all for now.
I see little Norwegian's got my little reference. The clever devil. Hang on. Maybe I should go talk to Doc first. Since I'm around anyway.
Hey, Doc.
Howdy, Banks.
Everything going well for the development?
Not well, no. Things are going gangbusters! We're expanding every day and getting ever closer to the big project.
Big project?
Oh, don't you worry. That will be revealed very soon.
How are things going for you?
Not bad, not bad. Although, being cooped up in this office is starting to get to me. I'm itching to get back out into the field again. Oh, which reminds me, are you doing anything later today? I could use your help with something.
I should have a little time available. What sort of help did you have in mind?
I'm going to be conducting a demonstration for some prospective buyers, and I need a volunteer. But in order to keep things under control, I can't just pick any old egg. I need a plant.
So you want me to be your volunteer?
If you'd be so kind. I'll have my cart set up in a field near the corner of Granada and Bird. Drop by this afternoon and I'll give you more details.
Better hit the bricks.
Righto.
You show those bricks who's boss. So, is that my car then? Seems so. Right, so we can go to the diner, Dammer's Demo, or the Miami Men's Club again. Well, let's go see what Beauregard wants.
There he is!
Beauregard, how nice to see you.
Oh, why so formal, Alfred? Aren't you glad to see your brother?
Of course, I just wish I'd had a bit more of a warning is all.
Oh, come on. Who needs warnings with family? Anyway, let's have a seat. I was about to chew my own arm off waiting for you. So, tell me what you've been up to.
I've been doing fairly well, to be honest. I managed to get hired by George Merrick my first day down here.
Well, ain't that just the berries? That your heap out there?
Yes, I was given a company car this morning.
Hate to imagine what company it's been keeping.
What's that supposed to mean?
I just figured a high-profile guy like Merrick could afford something nicer, is all.
Already, I'm starting to dislike this guy.
I'm working on an assignment at the moment.
Oh yeah? What?
I've been put in charge of finding a spectacle to sell lots to people coming in from out of town.
No kidding. Sounds like fun.
It's not fun, it's work.
So, who's to say work can't be fun?
You've never worked a day in your life, Bo. How would you know?
Are you gonna start with that baloney again?
Fair point. Anyhow, I have yet to find anything suitable.
Well, if it helps, I overheard that guy over there talking about how his wife was a wing walker or something. Might be something worth looking into.
You know, it just might. Thank you, Bo. Why don't you tell me what you've been up to?
Not too much, really. I've kind of been in a rut, to tell the truth. I feel like I could use a change.
Why don't you go to work for the company?
Morris is still peeved at what happened with you. He hasn't been very receptive.
Oh. Look, about that.
You don't have to explain yourself, Alfie. I know you couldn't possibly have done what he says you did. Whatever really happened, you're better off having left that place.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate your support.
Aw.
It's been great catching up with you, Bo, but I really should get going. How long are you planning on being in town for?
Well, actually, I was considering moving down here too.
Really? You're gonna leave Mother alone?
She'll be fine. She's got plenty of friends in the neighborhood. Besides, it's gotten to the point where I'm feeling like more of a burden than a help.
And she's actually letting little baby Bo come down here on his own?
Knock it off, will ya? She doesn't mind it so much knowing you're here. Anyway, I'll be here if you get any more time off today.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Right, so, yeah, Wing Walker. Who's Eiji Aonuma of the Grows? That'd be her, then.
Pardon the interruption, folks.
Huh? Oh, what can I do for you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir. And madam, my name is Alfred Banks, but please call me Alfie.
How do you do, Alfie? The name's Richard Burns, but everyone calls me Curly. Over there's my wife, Mabel Cody.
Pleasure's all mine, Mr. Banks.
Are you folks from down here originally?
Nah, we're just traveling around with our act.
Your act?
Sure, ain't you heard of Mabel Cody's Flying Circus?
I'm afraid I haven't. Please, tell me about it.
Why, it's the most exciting and daring show you'll see all year. We got a biplane which flies unbelievably low to the ground, and Mabel walks across the wings. We've been touring all across the state, impressing crowds in the hundreds.
Sounds exciting. Are you for hire?
Always. Who's interested?
Have you ever heard of George Merrick?
The guy who's developing this area? Sure.
Well, he's in need of a spectacle to entertain crowds he's planning on bringing in from out of state. I think your flying circus would fit the bill perfectly.
Sounds good. But don't forget about our little issues, Curly.
Ah, of course.
Is there a problem?
There's always issues.
Couple, actually. But really, they're more minor setbacks than problems. Our pilot just quit to get married, so we haven't got anyone to fly our plane. Then there's the plane itself, which got a bit damaged during the last show. And of course, the small issue of requiring payment in advance. But we could still talk business. These are just minor setbacks that can be easily resolved, I'm sure.
Right.
You say you haven't got a pilot?
Well, at the moment, no. Like I said, our guy quit last week.
I heard there's a pretty good pilot in town, but we haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Oh, yeah, the Flynn or something like that. If we could get him on board, that would be just ducky.
Just ducky.
What's wrong with your plane?
Nothing too serious. It's being worked on right now. The mechanic said it should be ready by next week.
I don't know if Mr. Merrick wants to wait that long. Where's the plane now? Maybe I can see about speeding up the process.
It's over at the airfield near Granada Boulevard.
About your payment.
Of course, of course. Our fee is $50 up front. That gets you a full show, which lasts 30 minutes.
I'm afraid I haven't got that kind of money on me. I'll have to ask Mr. Merrick about it.
Sure, not a problem. Just let us know when you've got the dough.
Guy's a talented rhymer, too.
I appreciate your time.
No sweat, pal.
Right. So another 3 things we need doing. Wouldn't you know it? Anything else Bo has to tell us?
Hey, Bo.
Alfie! What's going on?
This is a quaint little place. I've never been here myself.
It is, isn't it? Kinda reminds me of the one back home we used to go to.
I can see it, sure. But all these diners tend to look the same after a while.
There's something about this one. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels special somehow.
Why don't you get a job here?
I just might, actually.
Really? I was just pulling your leg. You're telling me you actually want to work?
Is it that hard to believe?
To be perfectly frank, yes. What's made you change your mind?
Leaving the city, coming down here, I guess it's just made me realize I need to be independent.
$700. Wow. That's inflation, huh?
How's Mother doing?
She's okay. Coping. Like I said, she's got friends who keep her company.
It's been nearly 10 years since Father died. She needs to move on.
Tell me something I don't know. In a way, I think my moving down here will do her some good. She'll realize she has a life to live on her own.
I certainly hope so. Has New York changed much?
You've been gone less than 4 months. How much could it have possibly changed?
You'd be surprised, Bo. Although, to tell the truth, I get the feeling this city will be almost unrecognizable in a few years. Just the way of the world, I suppose.
You really give me the heebie-jeebies when you get all philosophical like that, Alfie.
Hey, Bo, how'd you like to go for a drive?
Really? Where to?
Come with me to the sales office? You can see where I work.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not. I'll probably just get in the way.
Want to come mingle at the men's club?
I'm not really in the mood to listen to a bunch of old men tell stories. Maybe we could go someplace else?
On second thought, I'm too busy to go on a ride right now.
Oh, okay. Let me know if you change your mind.
Okay. Right. Be right back again for a second, guys. And I'm back. Hey, I don't blame you if you want to go watch Outstar Walker. It's all good with me. Anyway, see if I can go help out Doc. Your company car. The choice of color might not be the best, but it gets you from point A to B. Usually. A wooden shingle hangs from the side of the wagon. On it have been painted the words, Live Demo. What's he up to? Doc has set up some kind of miniature model meant to depict downtown Coral Gables.
So what's this all about?
The future, my boy, the future!
And what will I be doing exactly?
You're going to be my plant in the crowd, but there's one last thing I need before we're ready to go.
What's that?
I seem to have misplaced my model streetcar, or maybe I left it back at the sales office. Could you go have a look while I finish setting up?
I'm on it.
We came out all this way for that. Well, it's not like you could have just called me, considering you didn't have cell phones back then. Okay, let's go find that model car of his. Is it on his desk somewhere? I can't do anything with his desk, it seems.
Got a moment, Wilson?
Of course, Banks. What can I do for you?
Oh, it's Peebles, his voice actor again. I like that guy.
What's that you're working on?
Oh, I'm just getting a few reports transcribed for Mr. Merrick.
Reports?
Yeah, you know, the reports you all have to do after making a sale or interviewing a potential client. The ones you're required to do.
Oh, sure, those, of course.
Ahem.
Things around here seem to be shaping up pretty nicely, wouldn't you say?
They certainly seem to be, Banks. They certainly seem to be.
Say, you've been around all morning. Did you happen to notice a model streetcar on Doc's desk?
Oh,
Is something wrong?
Banks, you have to promise me you won't say anything.
All right, mum's the word. What's the problem?
When Doc left earlier, I noticed the model streetcar on his desk. I went to get it so I could go after him and let him know he left it behind. But I accidentally knocked it on the floor and, well, the little antenna it had on it broke off. I feel terrible about it, but there's nothing I can do.
Oh, is that all? Don't worry about it. Let me have the model and I'll see about fixing it. And don't worry, Doc will be none the wiser.
Thank you, Banks. I owe you one.
See you around.
Of course there had to be an added complication. It's a small yellow toy streetcar. It seems to be missing the antenna at the top. So I gotta find something to replace that, I reckon.
George?
Yes, Alfie?
I think I may have found your spectacle.
Wonderful. What is it?
Mabel Cody's Flying Circus. She's a wing walker. Does all kinds of stunts, apparently.
Sounds like a terrific find. Well done.
There's just one thing. She and her husband require payment in advance.
I see. How much?
$50 for a 30-minute show.
Reasonable enough, I suppose. You'll have to take the money out of our business account. Just head over to the Bank of Coral Gables and tell them I sent you to withdraw the money.
I think there might be something wrong with the car you gave me.
Oh? Has it given you any trouble?
It just sort of makes this clunking noise sometimes.
I was told it was in perfectly acceptable working order. Oh well, as long as it gets you around, you'll be all right.
That's all for now.
Let's hope so. So, we'll go down to the bank in a minute. See if there's anything left in here that might be of use. Papers. No. 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 Co-workers. Don't want to bother them, they're busy.
Could I bother you a moment, Miss Rogers?
No bother, Mr. Banks. What can I do for you?
The Coral Gables project seems to be going pretty well, wouldn't you say?
It sure does. If this office is any indication, we'll be doing extremely well in the next few years.
Have you happened to hear anything about what's next?
I think Mr. Merrick is still concentrating on getting lots sold. After that, who knows? Although I did overhear someone saying something about a pool. No idea what they meant by it, though.
So, how are you liking your new job?
Oh, it's wonderful. I finally feel useful around here.
To be fair, being Merrick's secretary wasn't exactly a useless position.
True, but I think I can bring a lot more to this company doing promotional art rather than just taking calls.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you.
Abstract art was never really your thing. You've been wanting to take this painting down for ages, but Miss Rogers would have a conniption if you did. Okay. Never mind then. Plant. Doesn't seem to be anything of use around here. Well, I guess I better head down to the bank and see if we can get that payment in advance for you know who. Gable, her name was. Gable is the... I got confused with Coral Gables. Whatever. The lady, the wing walker lady. Right. Teller windows. Closed, closed, closed. Ah.
Welcome to the Bank of Coral Gables. How may I help you, sir?
I need to withdraw some money.
You provide the teller with the necessary information to complete the rather boring
Thank you for
transaction.
banking with us, sir. Have a pleasant day.
I'll try my best.
Everyone with their hands up. This is a robbery.
Oh shit.
I said put your hands up.
Now, just a minute. There's really no need for this.
Shut up, Mac. Nobody asked you to talk. Just put your hands up and hand over the dough.
Now, if you'll just listen for a moment.
What are you playing at, bucko? I ain't got time to chat. Just hand over your dough before the boys in blue get here, will ya?
Oh crap. Clearly knew it. This is your first time. You won't get away with this. Every criminal gets caught eventually. Give it up. The police are on their way right now. So if I make it out of this alive...
What do you think this is? Playtime? You just come in here, waving a gun around, demanding everyone put their hands up? Have you even done this before?
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't. But this ain't about my personal life. This is about you handing over your money.
You think you're getting my money, you're sorely mistaken. You might be able to avoid the police if you just leave now. Is this really what you want to be doing with your life? Going the Hitchhiker's Guide route. Why not?
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life? Robbing banks? Surely things can't be so bad that you have to turn to a life of crime.
What do you know, huh? You got no idea about my life. Times ain't so glamorous for everyone you know. Just 'cause you get to parade around in fancy suits doesn't mean it's the same for everyone else. Now quit trying to distract me and just hand over your cash.
You talk tough, but you've never probably never even fired a gun before. Going through with this will cause you more problems than you need. I know people. If you rob me, you'll be in big trouble with them. Let's try to be reasonable.
Face facts, would you? If you go through with this, you're gonna have lots of problems. Isn't it better to just give up and start over with your life?
It's easy for you to say. You ain't been through what I have. Now I'm sick of talking. Hand over the dough or you're gonna get it.
Okay. Enough talking. So, what's it gonna be?
We've wasted enough time talking. Shut up and hand over your dough. I ain't kidding around. Hand over the dough now.
Catch? No. Approximately $50 in cash. You can't remember the last time you carried this much at once, if ever. I'm not giving him my money if I can help it. Anything productive? Don't want to interrupt. Yeah, don't want to interrupt her holding her hands up. She's busy right now. No shit! He's beyond reasoning now. It's best to just give him what he wants. Is this it? Did I screw it up so bad I have no other way out than to just give him the money? Maybe if I throw it somewhere, it'll distract him? I don't know. Ugh. Make a run for it. Bit hard to leave right now with a bank robber pointing a gun at you. Fine. Take the damn money.
Look, I don't want any trouble. Just take my money and get out of here, okay?
Hey, thanks. I wish more people were complete pushovers like you.
You did a good thing, Banks. That guy was bad news.
I just wish there'd been another way. How am I going to explain this to Mr. Merrick?
Just tell him the truth. He's a pretty understanding guy. How are things going on the Gables project anyway?
Not bad. In fact, you might want to come to the Granada airfield in a few days to see for yourself.
Sounds like a plan. See you there, Banks.
Well, what a coincidence that she was around here as well. Oh boy. Merrick's not gonna like this. I'm not sure if you can die in this game. Wadge and I usually aren't the type of guys to go for that sort of thing, although you could die in Resonance, and Techno Babylon, but aside from that, I'm not sure if any of their other games featured ways to... Well, okay, you could die in the Shiva too, but only... okay, so there are certain games that there you can die in, but this doesn't seem to be one of them. Yeah, they're pretty casual about it. Not as mean about
George?
this here
Yes,
at
Alfie?
any rate.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Oh?
I went to withdraw the money to pay Mabel Cody, and the bank was held up. I had to give the robber the money so he would leave.
Oh my. That is rather unfortunate. Well, we'll have to hope that Mrs. Cody accepts IOUs. Here, take this to her.
That's all for now.
Ah, boy. I wish I'd saved beforehand so I could have retried to handle that situation a little better. That is true. Well, except for the Shiva, which, well, the deaths in there were kind of like bad endings more than anything. But Resonance and Techno Babylon at the very least set you back where you were before you died. So that's fair. Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well save right here, just to be on the safe side.
I wasn't able to get the cash, but Mr. Merrick gave me this IOU.
Well, I suppose he's a fairly trustworthy person. Normally I wouldn't accept this, but we could use the exposure.
Oh my, exposure. Ah, Sierra had some questionable design decisions, that's true, but it was fun to try and figure out how many different ways you could screw up in those games. They were pretty creative in that regard, at the very least. Right, so we need to find a pilot, fix the airplane. Well, they've been paid, so that's taken care of. Well, yeah, it's still a matter of Doc's little model streetcar. I haven't been to the men's club in a while. Hello.
Begging your pardon,
Yeah, what is it?
I feel this may be a silly question on my part, but are you a pilot?
Guilty as charged. Zachariah Flynn's the name, but everybody in the know calls me Flyboy.
In the know?
Sure. Anyone with half a brain's heard of my heroic deeds during the war.
Oh yeah. I love Gabriel Knight too, but then who doesn't? With the possible exception of the third game.
I suppose my brain must not be intact, because I've never heard of you.
Well then, allow me to enlighten you. During my first campaign, I was in a total of 57 dogfights, and I won every single one of them. I racked up 200 enemy kills and earned 17 Medals of Valor. Then I started my second campaign in 1915, where
This guy really enjoys talking about himself. You find your mind wandering to somewhat more interesting subjects. Roughly 20 minutes later...
So that's basically a summary of my accomplishments.
Oh, yes. Fascinating.
Oh boy. Guy's a bit full of himself.
I have a business proposal for you.
Oh yeah?
I'm in need of a pilot for an air show that's being put together. Would you be interested?
That all depends. What's it pay?
That's a detail we can negotiate later on.
And what exactly happens in the air show?
You fly the plane, and Mabel Cody does wing walking and other stunts.
Mabel Cody, eh?
Yes, of Mabel Cody's Flying Circus. They've been touring all over Florida.
Sounds interesting, but I have one last question. Why on earth would a pilot of my skill and fame want to work for some podunk air show?
Because it's being sponsored by George Merrick and his Coral Gables project. Surely you've heard of that.
Of course, can't throw a rock in this town without seeing ads for it. He seems to be getting lots of people interested.
He is. Just think of what all those people will say when they see you in the show.
Okay, I'll be your pilot, but on one condition.
What's your condition?
I want to be the star attraction of your show. You'll have posters, right?
I would assume so, yes.
Right. I want them to make me out as the star.
I see. Any other requirements?
Well, now that you mention it, I think the name should have a real ring to it, written so it rolls off the tongue. Also, I think the colors should really pop, like the kind that go well with each other, you know? And finally, I think we should concentrate on quantity. I want so many of these posters around they cover entire walls.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh boy.
Are you a new member here? I've never seen you around.
No, I've just been away for a while. I don't know if you've heard, but there was this little thing called the Great War.
Sure, but that was 4 years ago.
I had other things to do before visiting this fair city again. When you get to be as famous as me, there's a lot of demand for your presence.
I'm sure there is.
I'll see you later.
Take care, Mac.
He's still not in the talkative mood.
Hello, Meeks.
Thanks, it's good to see you.
Oh. Oh, that's all he has to say to me. Riveting. Right, now we gotta get this guy sorted out. Well, former secretary lady said she was in charge of doing artwork right now, so maybe she can take care of the whole poster thing. I still need to play Quest for Glory myself. I did play Police Quest before, but they're not really my thing. Some people enjoy them, but you know, the emphasis on realistic procedure kind of got grating.
Could I bother you a moment, Miss Rogers?
No bother, Mr. Banks. What can I do for you?
Ms. Rogers, I'm on a special assignment for Mr. Merrick, and I need to design a poster.
Sure. What will you be needing?
You give Miss Rogers, I almost said Mr. Rogers, a brief overview of the assignment.
But I need a few specific design elements.
Just tell me what you need, and I'll prepare a mock-up for you. What are you going to want to put on it for the name?
Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus. Daredevil Flynn's Flying Circus of Doom. This seems probably like the best compromise.
I think Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus will be good.
That's a mouthful, but it does have a nice ring to it. So what color scheme are you going to want?
Crap, what did he say about the color scheme?
Orange and blue.
Okay, and how big are we going to print these?
Something tells me we should go as big as we can go, but maybe... what the heck.
Big. The biggest we can get. Around 37 by 60.
You aren't fooling around. Right. Give me about 20 minutes and I'll have a mock-up designed for you. There you are.
Thank you.
Mock-up poster you had designed for the air show. It reads, Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus. On the side is a small note which reads, final to be 37 by 60. Hopefully he'll be happy with that. It seems like the kind of puzzle where you gotta go back and forth a whole lot trying to figure out exactly what the right answer is. Well, no time like the present. Let's see if he approves.
Begging your pardon.
Yeah, what is it?
I've had this poster made up for the air show. What do you think?
Let me see that. Nice name, I like that. Nice colors, exactly what I was thinking. And what's this little number on the side here?
That's how big the final print size will be.
That's not the right size at all. Hate to say it, but this poster ain't no good. Let me know when you've got it looking more like I want.
Okay. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's just the size that he didn't like. Then maybe we should go for as small as possible, since he said he wanted to see as many of them as we could possibly get. I didn't think that often. Okay, just talk to her then.
Could I bother you a moment, Miss Rogers?
No bother, Miss.
Miss Rogers, I'm afraid I need to ask you to redesign this poster.
It's fine, Mr. Banks. Just tell me what you need. What are you going to want to put on?
Fly by flame,
I
blah
think
blah blah.
that's so what?
Orange and blue.
Okay.
Tiny.
Small. The size of a standard sheet of paper, so we can have lots of them.
Right. Give me about 20. There you are.
Thank you.
Let's see if he likes that one better. Life is Strange was an episodic game, but not by Telltale. I haven't played it myself. I've only heard some hubbub about it. It seemed interesting, but yeah, not necessarily something that I would enjoy either. Telltale, on the other hand, they make some pretty good stuff. Even though I haven't played most of their recent things either. Like, most recent thing of theirs I've played was the first season of The Walking Dead, which was pretty good. Still need to get to The Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead Season 2.
Begging your pardon,
Yeah, what is it?
I've had this poster made up for the air show. What do you think?
Let me see that. Nice, nice. And what's this little number?
That's how big the...
Of course, that's perfect. Well, this is just the bee's knees. People are gonna love this show.
I'm glad you approve. Does this mean I can count on you as the pilot?
Sure. Just let me know where and when, and I'll be there.
Ooh. Glad that went smoothly. Right. I just hope Macy won't be too mad that he's the one getting all the attention and not her. We still have to take care of that. Well, I can at least... Mabel.
Pardon the interruption, folks.
Huh? Oh, what can I do for you?
What's wrong with your plane?
Nothing too serious. It's being worked on right now. The mechanic said it should be ready by next week.
I don't know if Mr. Merrick wants to wait that long. Where's the plane now? Maybe I can see about speeding up the process.
It's over at the airfield near Granada Boulevard.
Right.
I appreciate your time.
No sweat, pal.
We haven't been there yet, so we should definitely go check that out. And hey, G-Pudding, we're trying to get some people to perform a little air show for us. We just hired a pilot and all. Now we just need to get the plane in working order.
Hello there, my good man.
Yes, sir?
Curly and Mabel sent me to check up on things. How long before this beauty is up in the sky again?
Shouldn't be more than a week. I'm kind of stuck waiting right now. There isn't much else I can do at the moment.
What is it you're waiting on?
I have 2 parts on their way. One's a piece for the rudder, and the other's a magneto for the engine.
A magneto? What is this, X-Men?
What about this magneto you mentioned?
The magneto for the ignition is damaged, and I'm waiting on a replacement to come in.
What sort of engine is it?
Curtiss OX5. Fairly common engine in these types of planes. Some boats, too. Unreliable piece of junk, really. But they mostly get the job done.
Any idea where I'd be able to get one?
Order from the manufacturer, like I did. Aside from that, any place where there's lots of planes or boats would have them in spades.
I think that gives me an idea. By the way, where is the magneto usually found on the engine?
Right at the bottom in front. Can't miss it.
I don't like where Alfie's going with this.
How badly is the rudder damaged?
See for yourself. Looks like something took a bite out of it.
So what are you waiting on to fix it?
A new rudder top. Should be here in a few days.
Is there anything that might be used as a substitute?
Any decent-sized wooden plank would do in a pinch, sure.
You look awfully young to be an airplane mechanic. How long have you been doing this for?
6 months next week. But I've been working on planes since I was a kid. My father was an airplane mechanic during the war, see? So he taught me everything he knew.
I'll let you get on with it.
See ya.
Would you mind terribly if I borrowed one of your wrenches?
Not as long as you bring it back, I don't.
Yoink.
I can't say I blame you for wanting to borrow it. That clunker looks like it needs to be serviced pretty soon.
I don't suppose I could steal the part I need for my own car. Nah. That probably wouldn't be helpful anyway. Well, guess I better start looking. That windsock makes me feel like someone's going to organize a spitting contest around here soon. Ah, the Dinner Key Marina. Gonna rob it from here.
Welcome to the Dinner Key Marina, sir. Please let me know if I can be of any assistance.
You could get out of my way.
Hello there.
Fine day for it. What can I do for you?
Don't you get uncomfortable standing out in this heat wearing dark clothing?
You get used to it after a while. And besides, there's a nice sea breeze that comes in every so often. Keeps things cool.
I suppose there are worse places to be standing around.
Yep, that there are.
I like the way the water ripples. Nice effect.
This marina doesn't seem to have many boats.
Yes, well, hasn't been a commercial marina very long. It was taken over for naval operations during the war. But we're steadily getting more people coming in. My guess is people will be fighting for space within the next year or so.
That's certainly an interesting contraption at the end of the dock there, isn't it?
What, the hydroplane? Yes, it's definitely something to look at. It's been docked there for quite a while now. I actually can't remember seeing who brought it in. Shame, really. I'd like to ask the owner about it. Really quite a fascinating piece of machinery.
I'll just be on my way.
Have a nice day, sir.
Conked this guy over the head with my wrench. You don't think he'd want that. Damn. You probably couldn't afford to breathe in this yacht's general direction, let alone do anything with it. No. Looks as though it might have set the owner back several $100s. Large boat sways gently in the sea. Looks like it may be used for commercial fishing. Well, I probably need to get at this plane, but the guard won't let me. Nothing on that part of the plane you need. Oh. I can't just walk out this way. Okay. No, don't mix the wrench with the wrench.
Hey now, don't be fooling around with that.
Ah. The guy is a little more perceptive than I gave him credit for after all. Damn. I think I need to distract him somehow. Boathouse. Gigantic boathouse serves as a mooring area for larger vessels or for those who want to stay out of the elements. Not a whole lot of walking around I can do. Nothing I can do with the yacht? No.
Hello.
Fine, Dave.
I'll just
have a nice...
Okay. This guy isn't gonna let me mess around with the plane until I get rid of him. Yeah, exactly my point, it was. Okay. I still need to find that thing that fixed the model for Doc. I suppose I could go down there anyway. Couldn't I put this thing on top? No. Model streetcar isn't quite ready for action yet. Okay, can we just talk to him?
So what's this all about?
The future, my...
And what... What's that? I'm on.
Yeah, alrighty. We already discussed this. Let me think. Damage demo. Maybe Beauregard can help out. I don't know.
Hey, Bo.
Alfie!
Hey, Bo, how'd you like to go for a drive?
Really? Where to?
Take him to the marina.
How about Dinner Key Marina? You can look at the boats in the ocean.
Sounds like the bee's knees. Let's go.
He can keep the guard busy, and Bob's my uncle.
Hello there.
Fine day for it. What can I do for you?
I'll just be on my way.
Have a nice day, sir.
Bo, come over here.
Walking all the way out of there all
I
conspiratorial-like.
need you to do me a favor and chat up the security guard. Tell him you own that hydroplane over there.
What? Why?
Just trust me. Oh, and if he starts asking you questions about it, just make something up. I get the feeling he isn't exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Okay, if you say so.
Implicating your own brother in criminal activities. What would your mother say about you, Alfie? Working quickly, you liberate the magneto from the plane's engine. Ta-da! You don't want to interrupt Bo's conversation with the marina guard.
Come on, Bo. Let's head back.
Oh, that was easy. Now we just need something for the rudder.
That was fun. I'm glad we made it back in one piece. Thanks for the ride, Alfie.
Hey, my driving wasn't that bad. I don't think they have anything meaningful to tell me. Restrooms? No. Don't have to go into the kitchen. Okay. Let's just get this thing to the mechanic. And then we'll see about the rudder.
Is this the sort of magneto you need for the engine?
It sure is. How were you able to get one so quickly?
I have my ways.
Oh, you really saved me some time. I'll get to work replacing this right away.
Fantastic. Here's your wrench back, by the way.
The mechanic eyes you with a suspicious expression.
Thanks.
Hey, they got the job done. I still need to take care of all this other crap. Leads to another room. I see nothing to indicate it might be on the other side. I haven't been in there yet. Who knows? Might be worth checking out. Except that it's locked. Of course it is. Radio. What's going on with that radio antenna? Bingo! Managed to attach the antenna to the top of the model streetcar. Perfect. Now Doc won't have to worry about a thing. Here you go.
Here you go, Doc. One model streetcar ready to roll.
Thanks, Alfie. Sometimes I think I'd forget my own head if it weren't bolted on. Now come back in about a half an hour and join the crowd. When I ask for a volunteer, you get up here before any of the others get a chance. Then just follow my lead and we'll knock everyone's socks off.
Sounds easy enough. See you in a bit.
Oh yeah, I'm all about knocking people's socks off. Just not literally. And half an hour
in
later.
order to show off the amazing future of Coral Gables, I'll need a volunteer from the crowd. Who would like to assist me?
That'd be me then?
I'll do it.
Fantastic. Now, young man who I can assure everyone I have never seen before today, what is your name?
It's Alfie Banks, sir.
Well, Alfie, you look like a man with taste. A man who wouldn't think twice about moving into a luxury area like Coral Gables. And believe me, if you think it's something now, just wait until you see what the future holds. Come closer and let everyone in the crowd get a look. Now then, if you'd be so kind as to take this alligator clip and attach it to the positive terminal on that battery there.
Okay.
Not quite right there, boy. I said the positive terminal.
Oh, sorry about that.
Fantastic. Now just wait 1 second while I get the model.
I don't
And
like
here
where
we
this
go.
is going.
Gentlemen, behold the future of Coral Gables. The streetcar. What the?
Doc, are you all right?
Well, that certainly went off with a bang, didn't it? Show's over, folks. You can see yourselves out.
That went well.
I don't understand what happened.
Seems the antenna on the model car touched the charged-up pole and went kablooey.
But why would it do that?
Probably because some joker swapped the plastic antenna for this metal one with a wire.
Oh, I thought the model was battery-powered.
No, it's a wind-up. The battery was just to impress the crowd. But it hardly matters. I set out to wow them, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, it could have gone better, but you did what you could. You can go ahead and get back to what you were doing before.
You're welcome. Would you be opposed to me taking your sign, Doc?
Take it. I'm sick of the sight of it.
Well, I got a plank out of the deal, so that was worth it, I guess. Now our faithful mechanic can use that to fix the plane's rudder, and then we'll be all set. Yo.
Think you might make use of this piece of wood?
Now let me see. I think I can, yeah. If I shave off a bit of the side here, it'll work as a replacement for the missing chunk of rudder. Hey, thanks, mister. You really saved me some time here.
Happy to help.
Hey, you've really helped me out with getting this plane fixed. It should be ready by tomorrow.
Feeling satisfied that you've taken care of all the arrangements for the air show, you head back to the office to inform Mr. Merrick and begin preparations.
This is it. Are you ready?
I think so, Flyboy.
Are you kidding? I was born ready!
Only thing is, we can't seem to find Dave.
Who?
The fellow who drives me over to the plane so I can climb on it.
Why'd it turn out today, Banks? Seems Merrick has got a lot riding on this little show. Feeling nervous?
Nervous? Me? Of course not.
Oh, by the way, Miss Cody, I ran into someone named Dave on my way over, and he said to tell you he wasn't feeling well. At least, I think that's what he said. He was a bit hard to understand, to be honest.
Oh, boy.
He probably got into Curly's secret stash of corn whiskey again. Well, looks like we're gonna need another driver if we aim to get this stunt performed today.
I'll drive the car.
You sure? You ain't practiced with us before.
How hard could it possibly be?
Don't worry, Banks. With a pilot of my skill, this will be like shooting fish in a barrel.
It will be, assuming you ain't one of those all hat and no cattle types.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but I'm sure this will all go down without a hitch.
All right, let's get this done. We've got a crowd to impress.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Banks, it's as simple as cow pie. All you gotta do is keep her steady and let Curly know when to lower the top. That'll signal Flyboy. When the plane comes, keep her at the right speed and position so I can climb up on it.
I heard about this particular puzzle. A lot of people seem to have trouble with it. So, what is it I'm supposed to do?
Going too fast, Banks. Trying to move the top now would rip it off like tissue paper, and you lose control of the car.
Okay, okay.
Going
so-
too fast.
No. That's the brake.
Woo-wee! We're kicking up a heck of a lot of dust.
Is that going to be a problem?
Nah, makes things more exciting, like a cattle stampede.
Well. Oh, gotta be. What? No. Ah, crap.
Dang, you weren't in the right position, Banks. Flybo, swoop around again. Make sure you're in the right position this time.
I'll try. Oh, come on! I didn't even have time to do it.
Dang, you weren't in the right position, Banks. Flybo, swoop around again. Make sure you're in the right position this time.
Well.
Damn, run out of field.
Okay, Banks, it's as simple as cow pie. All you gotta do is when the plane comes, keep her at the right speed and...
We're going too...
Where am I supposed to be at? Oh, no.
Dang, you weren't...
How am I supposed to know what position to be in? Oh, hey. Did I get lucky? Yes!
Ooh. Oh no, she's lost her grip!
Banks, do something! I can't hold on much longer!
She won't be able to climb up the ladder if she doesn't regain her footing!
Hurry up, Alfie!
Well, that was a close one. Now, let's try getting it right this time.
What? No.
Damn, run out of field.
Ow!
Okay, Banks, it's as simple as cow pie. All you gotta do is keep her steady and let Curly know when to lower the top. That'll signal Flyboy. When the plane comes, keep her at the right speed.
Going.
No. Is there something else I can do? How am I supposed to know exactly what position to be in when the plane comes? Oh, hi, Dizzy Plays. Thank you very much. I aim to please. I just wish this game would play ball right now. Oh, son of a... When the X appears, I can't do anything. See? What's happening?
Dang!
How am I supposed to remember exactly what position to be in?
Dang!
And then just get there the second time. On my next try. Oh, hey, you can go.
Oh no, she's lost her grip!
Banks, do something! I can't hold on much longer!
She won't be able to climb up the ladder if she doesn't regain her footing!
There you go.
Oh, that was a close one. Now, let's try getting it right this time.
Okay. What? No.
Okay, Banks, it's as simple as cow pie. All you gotta do is keep her steady. When the plane...
Okay, I might need a little help on this one.
Not going any further that way. If I slow down anymore, well...
Come on. Where do I gotta be? No! Up. Oh, hey.
Oh no, she's lost her grip!
Banks, do something! I can't hold on much longer!
She won't be able to climb up the ladder if she doesn't regain her footing!
A fair point to
Going too
goes.
fast, Banks!
Let's try this.
Mabel, step on the car roof so you can get your footing back.
Yee-haw! That did her! Thanks, Alfie!
Thanks to Grows. That was annoying, but we figured it out somehow. That Marjorie Stoneman Douglas certainly knows how to write an article. You feel extremely pleased with yourself, but also hope you can settle back into less exciting work for a while. Oh, and the robbery. The years pass, and you continue working diligently. Although somewhat frustrated at the slow pace of your success, you feel certain that something big is on the horizon. Woo! Spring 1925.
So they finally gave me my own sales team after I practically had to beg them for it.
No kidding. I'm glad to hear they've finally come around. You get your own office, too?
No, not yet.
Ah, well, things will work themselves out. I mean, it's only been, what, 3 years?
4, actually.
Well, you can't expect to become an overnight success, especially not with such a risky project. Are they at least giving you a nicer car?
No, I'm still driving that old green heap around.
Ah, I see. Well, business talk aside, how's your brother doing?
Good, as far as I know. I haven't really spoken to him in a couple of months. Last I heard, he was going back to visit our mother. Wouldn't surprise me if he was asking to borrow some money. But then that's Bo for you. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth and spoiled rotten ever since. Anyway, Meeks, it was a pleasure catching up, but I really should be going.
Have a good one, Banks.
Whew, well. Glad that little bit of annoyance passed by rather quickly.
Mr. Banks, a message came for you from Mr. Merrick. He said to meet him at his mother's home as soon as possible.
Thank you, Morris.
In fact, I've been making some pretty good progress in this game so far, considering this is my first time playing it.
It's been a while since I've been here. I wonder why George invited me.
Well, Jedi games tend to be rather tightly designed, I've noticed, so that's good.
Hello, Alfie. Glad you could make it.
Thanks for having me. It's great seeing you all, although I have to confess I'm a bit confused as to why I'm here.
I'm glad to see he's managed to stay modest.
It is one of his better qualities, Mother. I just wanted to say that over the past few years, you've been extremely valuable to us. Not only have you helped immensely with establishing Coral Gables, you've also managed to climb the ranks in the office in a relatively short amount of time.
Oh, George, stop beating around the bush, would you? He knows what he's accomplished. What he's trying to say, Alfie, is that you're a man who can get things done. And as it happens, we need you for something very important.
Yes. Thank you, Eunice. My dear wife, always to the point. In any case, we're getting close to incorporating Coral Gables as a city, and that requires a special team. A team I want you to be a part of.
I'm honored, sir.
As I'm sure you've heard, we're only a day away from launching our electric streetcar line. We'll be having a ceremony to commemorate the launch. But we'll also be making a very important announcement.
Ooh, this will be
the
the
new
special
mayor of Coral
project.
Gables.
Oh.
Mayor?
Yes, every new city needs a mayor. Since we're not a very big city, we have the luxury of foregoing elections and having the first one appointed. I think announcing the mayor along with the streetcars will bring heaps of publicity. Wouldn't you say so, Miss Douglas?
I've already got most of the article written. Just need to punch it up a bit with the details.
Why not bring in someone well-known to make a speech at the ceremony? That would certainly make an impression.
I thought you might suggest something like that, Banks. Did you have anyone in mind?
Not for certain, but I'm sure I can find someone in town.
I might be able to help you there, Alfie.
Well then, I look forward to seeing what you accomplish.
Goody goody. More stuff to do.
I greatly appreciate your help, son. You truly go above and beyond the call of duty.
Hello, Mrs. Merrick.
Hello, dear.
It's nice to be liked.
How have you been feeling?
Just fine, thank you. I'm content to stay in and watch everything going on around.
I'm impressed by all the changes myself. I can't imagine what it must be like for someone who's lived here for so long.
I'm curious to know what this place will look like in 5 years. I hope to be around to see it.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Oh, sweet old lady.
You must be proud of your son.
Extremely. George always did have ambitions, but to see him succeed... From what George has told me, I'm sure your parents are proud of you too.
Yes, I think they are. Would you happen to have an idea of where I might be able to find some well-known people in the community to speak at tomorrow's event?
Well, I don't get out too much these days. But I've heard that some notable people have been playing at the Biltmore Golf Course.
Great. I'll swing by. No pun intended. Nice talking with you.
Always a pleasure, my dear.
Lovely landscape signed by D. Fink. Althea keeps several small trinkets on her mantle. They look like they're very old. Eunice Merrick, née Peacock, is George's wife. You've known her for a few years now, and she's always been very kind to you. Despite coming from quite an affluent family, she's very humble and down to earth.
Good afternoon, Eunice.
Good afternoon, Alfie. What's on your mind?
How have you been? It's been a while since I last saw you.
It really has been too long, Alfie. But I've been well, thank you. Mostly busy with the PTA at the school George built a couple of years ago. We should have these little gatherings more often. You know you're always welcome here.
You're his wife. Surely George has let something slip about who's going to be mayor.
Oh, Alfie, you know how George is about secrecy. Even if he had told me I couldn't say. Especially considering he's standing right over there.
Hello.
You'll find out along with the rest of us.
We just chimed in like that. Lovely.
Any insights on places I might be able to find someone well-known to speak at tomorrow's event?
I haven't really been out much lately, but I've heard that the Venetian pool is drawing quite the crowd. It's a beautiful day. Why not go there and get some sun? You might meet someone interesting, too.
I just might do that. Thanks. I'll speak to you later.
Okay.
I'm eager to see what you come up with, Banks. There never seems to be a dull moment with you around.
Right. Let's get to work yet again.
Alfred Banks.
Oh, whoa.
First mayor of Coral Gables. If only you could see me now, Father.
Sorry about that, I accidentally skipped the dialogue. But it looks like Alfie is feeling a little ambitious. Anyway, said we'd swing by the golf course, and that's exactly what we are doing.
Say, would you mind if I had one of these teas?
Help yourself.
Small wooden golf tee has a sharp metal tip for securing it into the ground.
Nice day for it.
Yeah, nice day. Wish that building back there was done already. The noise is awfully distracting.
Oh, boo-hoo. Stuck-up golfers. In the distance, you can see the skeleton of the Biltmore Hotel. Set to open sometime next year, this is quite the big project George has been working on for quite some time. You can't see anything productive coming out of using that. He's really into his game, it seems. Is there anything I needed doing here? I just came here to steal a tea, and that's that? Whatever. Venetian pool. Oh. This looks inviting.
Begging your pardon.
What is it, boy?
I'm sorry to bother you, but you look incredibly familiar. Have we met?
Depends. You're not a politician, are you?
No.
Didn't think so. You look too clean. I'm William Jennings Bryan. You may have heard of me if you've read a newspaper in the last 30 years.
Of course. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bryan. My name's Alfie Banks. I work with George Merrick on the Coral Gables Development Project.
I'm sure that's very exciting work, young man. You tell Mr. Merrick that this pool of his is quite enjoyable.
He's got a charming smile.
Could I be bold enough to ask you for a huge favor?
I'd say that is fairly bold, seeing as we've just met, but boldness is a quality I admire. Ask away.
The thing is, Mr. Merrick is having a ceremony tomorrow to unveil the new line of streetcars, and I think it would be an asset to have someone as famous as you there to give a speech.
Not interested. Streetcars are just the cousins of railroads.
I don't quite follow.
Now is not the time for a debate, son. Suffice it to say that the corporations running the streetcars don't represent the interests of the common man. And I very much care about the interests of the common man. So you'll understand if I politely decline your proposal.
If I'm not mistaken, you're quite the advocate of prohibition, aren't you?
You bet your buttons I am. These freewheeling wets must be going through a tough time, not having been able to drink in all these years. I was having a conversation with one just last week. He was complaining about limiting freedoms by not allowing the enjoyment of alcohol. Do you know what I said to him? I said, well, if you need it so much, why don't you just call up your pal, Charles Darwin, and have him evolve you an extra hand to slap yourself in the face? Ha! You should have seen the look on him. I love throwing their ridiculous rhetoric back in their faces.
Interesting metaphor.
Mr. Bryan, if you would just listen a moment, I think I can show you that speaking at the event won't be such a terrible thing.
Well, the least I can do is offer you the courtesy of my ears. Have at it, boy.
I will.
Right. You think I should speak at this rally sponsored by the Streetcar Corporation. I eagerly await your reasoning.
This again. The streetcar companies aren't involved at all in this rally. Having you at this event will generate lots of publicity. Merrick cares about people, not profits. He wants a nice community.
My boss, Mr. Merrick, he cares about the people. You ought to hear him talk. He doesn't care about profits. He just wants to build a community people can enjoy.
Is that so? He sounds like a man I could respect. I have to admit, what I've seen so far of his project has been inspiring. That he's doing it for the sake of the people is even more so. Not to be rude, but what exactly is the point of this rally, if I might ask?
To inform the community as much as possible, purely for their benefit. We want to convince people to buy property, helping people make up their minds if they're on the fence again. This seems like the best route to take.
We're trying to let the community know what the Gables has to offer. It's merely to benefit those who don't know about it and may be interested in moving there.
Sounds noble enough. I can support that motivation. I'm sure you understand my caution at lending my support. What sort of image is Merrick trying to go for?
The city of the future. Modern convenience and technology for all. City beautiful aesthetics are not priority number one. Tropical paradise. Sunny days and hot nights. Let's give this a try for a change. The Great Commoner. Cheap suit. History of the Agrarian Revolt. Populist.
He's trying to portray Coral Gables as the city of the future.
The future, eh? What exactly is the future?
All the modern conveniences before anyone else has them.
Of course, like those streetcars you mentioned. I'm still not crazy about supporting them, though.
Listen, Mr. Bryan, I'm not going to take up much more of your day. I just want you to consider my offer one last time.
Ego. Nobody but you can bring in the crowds we need. Lending your support will prove your good heart and charitable nature. Friends will make sure people have proper ideals and morals. I'm kind of torn between these last two.
Your presence at the rally will ensure that the people leave with the proper ideals and finely tuned moral compasses.
Well, when you put it that way, it does make the prospect sound considerably more appealing.
Bingo.
So what do you say?
All right, you convinced me. You let Mr. Merrick know I'll speak at that rally. Just tell me where and when I need to be there.
I'll be sure to pass along the message.
Awesome. That's sorted then. Unfortunately, you haven't got your swimming clothes on hand. Besides, you have more pressing matters to attend to. Oh. I wanted to go for a swim. The only way into this tower seems to be from the water, and you're not equipped for a swim right now. Fine. We'll just be on our way. Our business is concluded. I don't quite remember what else Merrick wanted from me.
George, I've managed to recruit William Jennings Bryan for the rally tomorrow.
You don't say. That's fantastic. Excellent work, Alfie. This will be a great boon to publicity. Make sure you're there bright and early tomorrow. I want you standing next to me when we make the announcements.
You've got it. See you tomorrow.
Oh. That was easy.
And so you can all look forward to a bright future in this, the City Beautiful.
That's probably what I should have told him. But still
Thank you,
along with
Mr.
it.
Bryan. May I say it's been an honor and a privilege to have you here with us today. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, Before we conclude and launch our fleet of streetcars, bringing Coral Gables into the modern age, there's one more matter to attend to. I want to take this opportunity to thank Alfie Banks. Without his hard work, Coral Gables wouldn't even be close to where it is today. Which brings me to the last order of business. As you all know, we have been incorporated as a city, and every city deserves a mayor. So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to announce the first mayor of the city of Coral Gables.
You close your eyes and take a deep breath. Chest swelled with pride, you prepare to step forward.
Edward Doc Dammers.
Thank you, George. It's an honor. People of Coral Gables, allow me to express my excitement at this wonderful opportunity. As your mayor, I guarantee a standard of living like no other.
Would you excuse me?
Well, that was unexpected. Things have been interesting in the past year and changes all around. Although George's dream project, the Biltmore Hotel, has finally opened, there have been signs that the real estate bubble is on the brink of bursting. Ooh, September 1926. Nice dancing.
Well, well, if it isn't Alfie Banks. Fancy running into you at the Biltmore. I thought you'd picked up and gone back to New York. Where have you been?
I've been keeping a low profile on purpose, if you must know.
Oh, come on. You can't still be sore about being snubbed for mayor, can you?
How did you...
I'm a journalist, Banks. It's my job to notice things. It's been over a year. Can't you let it go?
It's just... I feel like all the work I've put in over the past few years has meant nothing. Honestly, what do I have to show for it? I came down here to restore my family name, to honor my father's legacy. And instead, I've just been going around running errands like a fool.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret,
He realizes
Banks.
what it's like to be an
If you're looking
adventure
for a
game
pat on the back
protagonist.
every time you make a sale, Merrick's outfit might not be for you. Not to say he's ungrateful, he's just extremely focused and he knows how to take advantage of his resources.
Take advantage is right.
Anyway, I hate to put a damper on your pity party, but I came here tonight as a reporter, and I think you ought to know there's a big storm headed this way.
What?
Yep, they're saying it's going to be a pretty big hurricane. You might want to get home while you still have one.
I'm sure they're just exaggerating. Wouldn't they have said something sooner?
Weather's not easy to predict.
Well, I appreciate the warning, but I'm sure things will be fine.
Suit yourself. I'm going to notify the people in charge of this party.
Uh-oh.
I guess she has a point. No reason to stick around here moping. I'd better get home.
Love being a resource. Well, them's the breaks. This is quite the party. You're impressed by the dancers' stamina. They never seem to tire. Also funny how they seem to be going through the same couple of moves over and over. But hey, animation and all that. Can't get too lucrative, lavish, whatever. Seeing as you've got 2 left feet, you think it best not to join in. Oh, ladies? Oh, didn't mean to click there. Not sure if there was anything left to do in there anyway. Nah. They don't want to be interrupted. Fine. Then let us do as Alfie said and go home. I like the decor around here.
Excuse me, pal. I'm looking for a fellow named Tom Walsh. You know him by any chance?
I'm afraid not, sorry.
Perfectly fine. I suppose I'll just have to wait for him upstairs.
Al Capone, is that you?
Haven't I seen that face somewhere before?
Well, not worth pursuing, I guess. Oh dear, Koala Man. You okay?
Where is everybody? Surely this hurricane can't be that serious a threat.
I have a bad feeling about this. Chapter 3. After the Hurricane. Oh,
Gentlemen,
dear.
thank you for meeting me here. I realize this hurricane has dealt a significant blow to our operations, but don't be alarmed. As you can see, our old sales office withstood much of the hurricane's damage, much like the city of Coral Gables itself. Things may be bad around the rest of Miami, but we will come back from this. In the past week, I've sent letters to our landowners assuring them that we've taken minimal damage. Coral Gables will rise from the ashes like a great phoenix. Let's carry on as usual. We have a lot of catching up to do. Alfie, before you go, could I speak with you a moment? I need a rather large favor from you.
Another one?
You don't say. What might that be?
I've been hearing some worrying rumors concerning the Biltmore Hotel.
What sort of rumors?
It's no secret that organized crime has seen a spike lately, but I never thought it would reach us. I've heard stories of illicit gambling and alcohol being served somewhere in the hotel. I would appreciate it if you could investigate and report back to me.
Okay, I'll see what I can find.
And Alfie, please be discreet.
I'll try.
Oh, goody, now we're getting involved with the mob. This just keeps getting better and better. And oh yeah, Flaos is going to be playing a Quake mod later. That sounds interesting. I'll have to peep in for that once I finish up here, of course, which will be in about 50 minutes or so.
Hey, Banks.
What is it, Wilson?
Just thought you should know that Ms. Rogers is on the warpath. She's been complaining you haven't cleaned out your inbox in months. And you know how she is about tidiness.
Oh, right. Yes, I've been meaning to get around to that. Thanks for the warning.
You know, this guy Sprite, when I first saw him, I thought he was a woman. 'Cause, you know, he has a kind of a mop hairdo, small lips, and that little white pixel looks like he's just got an earring. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, yeah, clean out my inbox.
Banks, would you please clean out your inbox? It's overflowing with mail.
I'm sorry, Ms. Rogers. I'll get around to it soon. For future reference, you can just go ahead and throw out any letters or telegrams I get from that sender.
Oh, well, it's none of my beeswax, but isn't the sender your brother?
You're absolutely correct, Ms. Rogers. It is none of your beeswax.
Oh. Something going on between him and Bo? Sort through your inbox later. God damn it, Alfie. This is why it keeps piling up. You flip through all the telegrams, briefly scanning each one. They all seem to be Bo bragging about how well his recently purchased diner is. Make a mental note to throw them away when you get a free moment. Well, at least he's doing well for himself, making a decent salary the past few years, so you often carry cash with you. Let's just hope he doesn't run into any more muggers. Got nothing to say to Miss Rogers at the moment. Co-workers are busy as usual. Nothing else I can do around here. Just gotta get to investigating the hotel, I guess. Merrick's in his office.
I'm counting on you to get to the bottom of these rumors, Alfie. Coral Gables does not need a criminal element tainting its beauty.
You got it, sir. I'm on the case. Oh, right. Use the car. No need to walk. Although it might be preferable for this hump junk, but... As long as it doesn't fall apart on us Blues Brothers style. Hello. Benny, the hotel doorman, stands by, waiting for guests to enter and exit so he can greet them or say goodbye. He didn't say hi.
Everything good with you, Benny?
Good enough, Mr. Banks. Thanks for asking.
Glad to hear it. Keep up the good work.
Hey, that's Ben Chandler! If you don't know, Ben Chandler is the lead Wajidai artist for the past few games. They've done like Technobabylon, Blackwell Epiphany, and Shardlight. And he does the Blue Cup Tools podcast together with this game's designer, Francisco Gonzalez, which you should all check out. It's pretty interesting and funny.
How may I help you, sir?
Don't I know you from the Hotel Belmont on Flagler Street?
Yes, I used to work there a few years ago.
I thought so. That was the first place I stayed when I got here. Things certainly seem to have changed for the both of us since then.
It does seem that way, sir.
Ah, clever way of reusing the same character. That carpet is hard to look at.
Anything interesting you can tell me about the hotel?
It hasn't even been open for a year, but already I've seen more celebrities and high society folks in here than I knew existed. This place is really something special. It's definitely Mr. Merrick's finest work.
You don't happen to have noticed any strange goings-on lately, have you?
I'm not quite sure I follow. What do you mean, exactly?
I'm thinking of certain activities which are best kept behind closed doors.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. And if I can offer a bit of advice, I don't think you should be asking these sorts of questions.
Did the hurricane cause much damage to the hotel?
Luckily, no. It knocked over a few trees, but no major structural damage. The hotel I used to work at downtown, though, oh, that got completely destroyed.
That's a real shame.
I'll say. Would have been more so if I'd still been working there.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yes, sir.
Right. He's not being cooperative. I bet he's in on the whole damn scam, deal, thing that's going on in here. Still nothing to do upstairs. And they're still dancing. Ladies. Hotel lobby. Is there nothing I can do around here? Huh. Okay. Is there anywhere else I can go? Maybe do a little stakeout? Or not? Or maybe it's time for a little bribery again.
Now, you look like a knowledgeable sort. No reason to keep all that information to yourself, is there? How about you let slip just a little bit, and I'll be on my way. Nobody will be the wiser.
I don't know anything for certain, but you might want to have a look on the 13th floor. Now please, go away and don't talk to me about it anymore.
Fine. That wasn't so hard, was it?
13th floor. How cliché can you get? Oh, hello. I didn't need a label to know he was shady. Man looks incredibly nervous. He seems to be waiting for someone.
Can I help you with something?
Man just glares at you and hisses, "Get lost," under his breath. Fine. I'll just take a load off. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
Christ, Jimmy, could you maybe try looking any more obvious?
The two men begin having a whispered discussion. You struggle to listen in.
So all I gotta do is knock and tell him I'm there for Fatty's party.
The nervous-looking man nods his head.
Great. Thanks for the heads up. I'll see you upstairs.
Fatty Bear's hosting a party upstairs? Well, that was certainly interesting. It seems there really is something going on behind the scenes in this place. Let's check it out, Sea Monkey.
Yeah? Who is it?
Party guest.
I'm here for Fatty's party.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Well now. This is one boopin' party. Not to mention illegal. The roulette table sits in the center of the room, serving as an oasis of gambling for the speakeasy patrons. Well, got some nice music going on at the very least. The man stares solemnly into his glass. He certainly looks glum for someone at a party. Yeah. The flapper doesn't seem to be excited to be here.
So, who's winning? So, who's winning? So, who's winning?
Talkative sort, huh?
Say, would you happen to know where I can find this fatty character?
Mr. Walsh rarely mingles with his guests. The only way you can see him is if you're a VIP.
A VIP, huh? Well, thanks for the information.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Dave Gilbert's voice. The Wadjedi CEO and creator of Blackwell, among other things. He always likes to cameo in his own games.
Some party, huh?
The doorman just nods. He doesn't seem the chatty type. This painting depicts a service station at dusk. They're in a world all their own. Something to read, maybe? Take a closer look at the bookcase. Oh, I see what we're doing here. 1, 2, 3. Numbered gold plaques occupy the bottom part of the shelf. They must be significant somehow. Yeah, I gotta line these books up to open a secret passage or something, but I don't know the combination, so I'll leave that be for now. Oh, I was right. Yeah, I have an ear for voices when I know who's who. What am I supposed to do? Well, none of these people seem to be wanting to talk to me. Yeah. Anywhere else I can go? Maybe the server knows something.
Say, would you happen to... Mr. Walsh... A VIP, huh? Well...
Oh, a VIP. Okay. Let's see. We got Voltaire, Joyce, Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Woolf, Ibsen, Homer, Proust. You hear a click and a low rumble as the bookshelf begins to move. Ha-ha! SMRT.
Well, well, who do we have here?
I'm Alfred Banks. You must be Fatty.
Now, let's not start things off on the wrong foot. It's Mr. Walsh. Until I say otherwise, savvy? Who are you working for, anyway?
George Merrick.
Oh, a real estate jobby, huh? Let me guess. The big cheese sent you along to do some gumshoeing and find me because he's heard we're taking over his little pet project. Am I right?
Could have been a bit more subtle there, Alf.
Come on over here. Let's have a little talk.
Proust. Yeah, whatever.
Now,
I'm not big
you
on
may look
literature.
like a bit of a chump, but you don't strike me as one. I'm gonna level with you. I know who you are. You've been helping out this little project for quite some time, haven't you?
I have, yes. For all the good that's done me.
Before you go running back to Merrick and sing like a stoolie, let me make you a proposal. What say you leave that real estate baloney behind and come work for me?
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, did I not make it highbrow enough for you? I'm offering you an opportunity to leave behind your current employer and find more lucrative prospects with my organization. I could use a guy like you, a guy I know can get things done.
Why on earth would I want to join the mob?
Oh, let's face it, the hurricane was the last nail in the coffin for the real estate market. The bubbles burst. You ain't got no future in that business, and you know it. Besides, I'm trying to help the people. There's a serious desire for alcohol in this country, and I'm providing it at reasonable prices. Wouldn't you rather be involved with a noble cause instead of swindling people by selling the worthless land?
Come
on, what do you say?
I can't. I'm sorry. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a tempting offer, but I just don't think I'm suited for it.
Uh-huh. Just take a little time to think things over. If you change your mind, come back and see me. I'll be here.
I'm sure. Fatty Walsh. Whoa. He's probably one of those types that doesn't know much about art but knows what he likes. Fatty clearly loves his ladies. The painting shows a buxom reclining female. This painting certainly leaves little to the imagination.
My offer still stands, if you're interested.
I'll have to think about it. Fatty's watching you like a hawk. It wouldn't be a good idea to mess around with his things. There's no point going out there, it's just a balcony. You don't think he's much of a talker. Fine, I get the hint. I'm leaving.
Join the mob. Really, just who does he think I am?
He probably thinks you're a chump, just like everyone else.
But then again, he's not wrong about the bubble bursting. Ever since that ship blocked the harbor, things have been incredibly slow.
You'd rather not annoy the cleaning staff by getting smudges all over the mirror. A small but ornate mirror hangs above the table. It's amazing how much thought George put into every detail of this place. Fatty needs some Greek-Roman statues with naked men, women. Well, if you're into that sort of thing, why not?
Working for George hasn't really gotten that bad, has it? Sure, I didn't get to be mayor, but there's always the next term, right?
What are you thinking about, Alfie?
Although, Walsh has a point. Maybe the real estate business down here has become corrupt. If I'd done as much in New York as I had here, I'd be Merrick's boss by now.
Fast elevator for the mid-20s. Well, I'm sure the game speeds things up a bit for our convenience.
Okay, so I'll go in and just let him know there's a speakeasy on the 13th floor. He has to give me some kind of promotion for risking my safety.
And if he doesn't, oh boy. Something bad is gonna go down, I reckon. Hello, Doc. You backstabber.
Well, would you look at what the cat dragged in?
Alfie, you're back. I was just having a talk with Mayor Dammers about this whole situation.
Nice to see you too, Doc.
If anyone can smoke out the undesirables in my fair city, it's Alfie Banks. After all, you've been doing a great job running around for us dealing with undesirables for the past 5 years. Speaking of, I'm going to need your help for a few things I need done, if old Georgie will let me borrow you.
We'll see, Doc. I have a few things I need him for myself. So, did you find anything?
Do I play ball with him, or... sure, why not? Let's be nice.
You were right. I found a speakeasy operating out of the 13th floor. It's run by a gangster named Fatty Walsh.
I see. This is troubling.
Shouldn't be anything we can't handle.
You're right. Thank you, Alfie. Well done.
Is that it?
For now, yes.
We have to talk about this for a little while, but come back later. I've got a few things for you to do.
Yes, as do I.
Sure, I'll come back.
Is it just me, or did the kid seem a bit off just then?
Truth be told, he's been acting different for quite some time now, ever since we launched the streetcars.
This business can really get to some people, you know that?
Yes, but Banks always seemed more headstrong. Maybe it will pass.
Godfather hype.
I've decided to take you up on your offer.
Oh.
I'm through being an errand boy for those ungrateful grifters.
Excellent. I knew you'd see reason. You won't regret this, I can guarantee it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. You're gonna be doing a lot of running around for me, too. But the difference is here, we take care of our own.
So, what am I meant to be doing exactly? I'm not going to have to kill anyone, am I?
Relax, kid. It's not all murder and mayhem with us. Only when people step out of line. Now, it just so happens I've got a need for someone of your particular skill set. There's a bakery downtown called The Road. Seems kinda hinky. I'm pretty sure they're running a speakeasy behind my back. There's one thing I dislike. It's conflict. I want you to go down there and check it out. If you find that my suspicions are on point, sweet talk them into giving it up. All you gotta do is use words, not bullets. That ease your concern?
I suppose so. Okay, I'll do what I can. Oh, and thank you for the employment opportunity, Mr. Walsh.
Don't mention it.
Hey, Magnata. Shame you're late. I'm wrapping this up in about half an hour. But we've had an interesting time so far. As you can see, we just joined the mob. On point, Fatty's fam, on fleek. What are you talking about, the Grows? Is that 1920s slang I'm not familiar with? Or was I just not paying attention? Oh well. The sign reads, The Road. You briefly wonder what inspired the naming of this establishment. Probably the owner not being a very creative guy. The turquoise awning indicates that you can acquire baked goods at this locale. Wow, I've been talking for quite some time now.
Hello, dear. Welcome to the Road Bakery. Let me know if there's anything that strikes your fancy.
Sure, you got any alcohol? The owner might protest if you start snooping without a valid reason. Ooh, rainbow cake. Fancy. You aren't in the mood for any preserves. Breads.
Pardon me.
What can I do for you, dearie?
Have you been open long? I've been living here for 5 years and I've never noticed this place before.
Oh, we've been around for quite some time. We're just in a different location. This place used to be a bar, you see. When they outlawed alcohol, we moved in on account of it being such a prime piece of real estate.
I don't doubt it was. That's my line of work, actually. Or, I guess it used to be, anyway.
How nice, dear.
Stream's been going well, Magnata. For the most part, anyway. Had a bit of trouble early with connection problems, but nothing serious since then.
Did the hurricane cause you much damage?
Thankfully, no, not too much. My husband was able to make repairs and get us open again. But there was quite a scene just a few blocks from here. Boats all along Biscayne Boulevard.
That must have been something. I'm glad your business was spared.
Oh, thank you, dear.
You're very welcome, my lady.
Can I ask you a silly question?
Of course, dear. You should know there's no such thing as a silly question.
Just silly people.
Let me guess. You want to know my cookie recipe?
Not quite, ma'am. You're really gonna laugh when I tell you. I came here because I was asked to see if there was a speakeasy operating here.
A speakeasy? Here? Oh.
Rather direct, Alfie.
No, I told you you'd laugh.
Oh, who on earth would think this was a speakeasy?
Oh, I'm sure nobody you've heard of, just my boss. His name's Tom Walsh, but they call him Fatty. Maybe that's why he was so interested in a bakery.
Oh, you naughty thing. You've given me quite a laugh. I think you deserve a reward. Come over to the side door here and I'll give you a bag of freshly baked cookies on the house.
All right,
take them
cookies.
back to your boss and let him know that's all we've got here.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am.
Think nothing of it. Well, just give me one moment.
Hey, glad to hear it, Magnata. You've made a good choice. Whoa!
So Fatty sent you to move in on our operation, did he? Well, he's not gonna take over here if I've got anything to say about it. Now, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister out of my bakery before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2...
I'm running. What?
You forgot your cookies, you filthy animal.
Okay. Maybe we should try and be a bit more subtle in the future.
Pardon me.
What can I do for you, dearie?
Have you been open long? Or
How not?
did the
Hang
that?
Oh,
I'll just
Poster is a fairly enticing advertisement for pies. You find your mouth watering slightly at the thought of a tasty meat pie. I've never had meat pie, actually. Wonder how they taste. See no reason to do anything with the sack of flour right now. Barrel's too heavy to move. In any case, you have no need for molasses. Oh. I wonder if maybe there was something else I was meant to do when she pointed the gun at me. This display case contains several delicious-looking baked goods. You gaze upon the cookies, brownies, and muffins and hear your stomach rumble. Employees only. Prices for baked goods as well as a few beverages.
Pardon me. What? I'll...
Well, what the heck, I'm gonna try again.
Can I ask... Oh,
you can...
Well... What the...
So, now...
Alright, man.
1, 2...
Okay.
10.
What?
You forgot your cookies, you filthy animal.
Damn it!
Pardon me.
What?
I didn't think she'd do anything while I had the inventory window open.
Can I ask... Oh, maybe...
You can...
Well...
Seems I'm gonna have to act fast then.
What the...
So...
Alright.
1, 2...
Bingo! Now we run. Whew.
Back already? What did you find?
You were right. There's definitely something going on in that place.
And did you manage to set things straight?
I couldn't very well do much with a Tommy gun being waved in my face. I just barely made it out of there in one piece.
Disappointing. I was hoping it wouldn't come down to that. Ah, well, you did what you could. It ain't gonna be your concern anymore. In fact, I got something else for you. There's some local businesses in town that ain't paid up for their hooch. I need you to go put the screws on them.
Are you sure I'm the right person for this job? My specialty is persuasion, not intimidation.
Well, of course I know that. That's why you're gonna smooth talk them out of their dough. If that don't work, I got a backup plan. Butch here is gonna keep you company in case you meet any trouble.
How you doing?
I guess
nice
that'll
to meet
do.
You, Butch.
So make your way over to the Alhambra drugstore, the Gables Administration Building, and Beauregard's Diner.
Beauregard's Diner?
Beauregard's Diner?
Yeah, used to be the Gables Diner, but some upstart kid bought it a few months back and hasn't honored the previous contract. Now enough with the yap. Go do what you gotta do.
You still think working for the mob was a good idea, Alfie? 'Cause this seems to be getting bad.
So, ready to get started, partner?
Butch just stares at you. Right. Not the chatty type. Let's go get the bad news out of the way for Bo. Dog from Laura Bo has a diner? No, he's Alfie's brother.
Welcome to Beauregard's Diner, sir. Will you be wanting a booth or counter service?
Neither, actually. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
Sure. I guess that'd be okay.
I've never seen you before. Have you worked here long?
It's coming up on my 6th month next week.
Oh, I guess it's been longer than I thought since I've been by.
Well, you have been avoiding all his mail, so yeah.
I'd like to speak to the owner. Is he in?
He's in the back, but he's really busy.
I'm sure he is, but it's rather urgent that I speak to him.
Like I said, he's busy.
Tell him his brother Alfie needs to talk to him. Now.
Well, this just got interesting.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll go get him.
You're not paid to think, Butch.
What's this about?
Good to see you too, Bo.
Oh, don't give me that baloney. How many times have I seen you in the past 4 years? 2? 3? I I know you're a fancy real estate big shot now, but you could at least have the common courtesy to keep in touch with your own brother.
Yes, I know. I've been a real chump lately, and I'm sorry. But I need you to listen to me for a minute. There's some serious matters we need to discuss.
Fine. I'm listening.
When did you buy this place?
6 months ago. I assume you'd have gotten one of the several messages I left you about it?
I must have gotten them mixed up with some other documents.
Yeah.
Did the hurricane cause you any problems?
Oh, please. Now of all times is when you decide to show some concern? I know you didn't come here just to talk about that. So what's this really about?
Are you familiar with someone who goes by the name Fatty Walsh?
Walsh? I think I got a note from someone named Walsh shortly after I bought the diner.
Did you read it?
No. I started to, but it seemed like some nonsense intended for the previous owner, so I got rid of it. Why? Who is Fatty Walsh?
Not the smartest move you could have made there, Bo.
Bo, I need you to listen to me very carefully. Fatty Walsh is a gangster operating out of the Biltmore Hotel. He had a deal wherein he provided bootleg alcohol to the previous owner of this diner, and he expects you to continue honoring it.
Expects me to? Where's my say in this?
Bo, relax. Just listen to me.
And how do you even know about this?
Because he sent me to collect the money. But I can tell him you'll get it to him.
What? You're working for the mob now?
Bo, calm down. I need you to listen.
No, you listen! I don't hear from you in years. And now you just show up out of the blue with some 2-bit thug and try and strong-arm me to giving money to someone I've never even heard of?
Hey now, there's no need for name-calling.
You tell your boss there's no deal. I'm not interested in any illegal activities.
Bo, wait!
I have been waiting, Alfie. Didn't you hear me earlier? I'm through with this. Just do me one favor, would you? Level with me. Why have you been avoiding me all this time?
Because it kills me to see you succeed.
What?
All your life, you've just sat around being babied. Well, I've had to bust my hump to take care of you and Mother since Father died. Then all of a sudden, you decide to ride my coattails and come down here?
I thought you'd be proud of me for showing some initiative.
You came down here, lazed around, spending Mother's money for a few years, then bought a diner. Am I meant to be impressed? You've had everything handed to you on a silver platter. Do you even know half of what I've done? I should be mayor of this city.
What's happened to you, Alfie?
Nothing's happened. I'm just finally telling you the truth. You asked for it, after all.
You're right. I did. Now get out of my diner.
Ooh, that was heartwarming.
Oh, shut it.
It's nasty to see a sibling relationship go sour like that.
You don't really say much, do you?
Don't need to. You say plenty for both of us.
He's got a point there. Well, 2 more places to go. Whoa. Suddenly traffic.
Just a minute. Oh, hello. It's Banks, isn't it?
Yes, how do you do?
Fine, fine. I'm Herbert Freedy, by the way. Please, come in. Have a seat.
I like this sleazy background music.
How may I be of service today?
Butch, could you see about getting this guy out of the office for a few minutes? I need to have a look around.
Sure thing. Hey, Rughead, let's step outside for a minute.
I beg your pardon?
I need to talk to you in private. Outside. Now.
Yes. Yes, of course. Not a problem. Let's just step outside the door here.
Is it just me, or does Butch's hat seem too big for his head in this dialogue portrait? Whatever. Let's rifle around in here. Freedy's desk is impeccably neat and well kept. The only thing you find of interest is a photo of Freedy at a party. Might make for some good blackmail material. Right.
We need to have a talk, Mr. Freedy.
What about, Mr. Banks?
You enjoy your job, Mr. Freedy?
I would say so, yes.
Been working for Mr. Merrick long?
Well, about 3 years now, yes. Why'd you ask?
I'm just a bit interested in how you got such a high-ranking position in such a short amount of time.
I'm not sure what you're implying, young man, but I can assure you my credentials are what got me here, nothing else.
That's good to know. We're here on behalf of Fatty Walsh. Do you know him?
Fatty Walsh? Oh, God. Oh, God. Listen,
Fatty will do.
Please, listen to me. I'm in a difficult position right now. I've tried to stop drinking, believe me. It's put me in terrible debt. Just terrible. I thought I could just stop cold turkey, but I'm too weak. Please, I'm begging you, tell Mr. Walsh I'll get him his money soon, but I can't go on like this. I just can't.
Should I threaten him? I don't want to be too much of a jerk.
That'll be all for now, I think. Butch, could you...
Sure. Hey, Rug, I need...
Then maybe I could let Butch take over. Well, technically, I guess I can, but... Search through the cabinet and find absolutely nothing of interest. Books, books, books. His hat, photographs. No. Maybe I need to use the photo to blackmail him. Like I suggested. Break his legs, I say. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to threaten him after all.
Now, Mr. Freedy, I think we can all come out of this winners if you just listen to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this again. This doesn't have to be difficult. Let's try and avoid having to hurt you. Shut up and listen or I'll break both your arms! Well, let's see what the seller intuition has to say. Face powder, toupee, excess cologne. Personality analysis, pushover.
Mr. Freedy, this doesn't have to be difficult, but realize that we may have to take some drastic measures if you don't cooperate.
Drastic measures? Mr. Banks, what is the meaning of this?
Already told you owe Fatty Walsh some money. We're here to collect in blood. You need to learn a lesson about punctual payments.
I think I made myself perfectly clear from the get-go. You owe Fatty Walsh some money.
I won't deny that that's the case, but really, this is unnecessary. I'm sure we can work something out. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
The phrase forgive and forget isn't in Fatty's lexicon. Fatty's about as forgiving as a rabid pit bull. I've seen Fatty clubber a guy for no reason.
I don't think you know Mr. Walsh very well. The phrase forgive and forget isn't in his lexicon.
Well, who's to say he can't learn? I'm sure he'd be perfectly willing to listen to reason.
Mr. Freedy, I'm afraid you leave me no choice.
Pay up, you'll be wearing cement shoes at the bottom of the bay. Pay up or your family will all be killed. Pay up or I'll tell everyone about your drinking.
If you don't pay up, I'll have to go tell everyone in the office about your little indulgence.
If that's supposed to be a threat, you'll have to do better. My indulgence, as you call it, isn't exactly a secret around here.
So what's it gonna be, Freedy?
No deal, Banks. You talk tough, I'll give you that. But your bark, it's worse than your bite.
Ah, that's what I get for being nice. Thought this guy was supposed to be easy.
We need to have a... What a... Save the drama for someone who cares. Butch, a little assistance?
What are you doing?
Now, are you gonna give Mr. Walsh his money or not?
You'll never get away with this! Merrick will hear about this for sure!
Butch?
Ow! Fine, fine. Tell Walsh I'll send the money tonight. Just leave me alone.
There now. That wasn't so hard, was it?
You're enjoying this, aren't you, Alfie?
We need... That'll be all...
Right, I guess we're done.
I'm afraid we've got to get going.
Fine. You can see yourselves out.
That could have gone better. Oh well. He cooperated in the end, and that's what's important, I guess. Still got more to do there. Well, let's check by the drugstore for now. Butch being subtle as usual. It's a portrait of a rather handsome older gentleman. He sort of reminds me of a vampire for some reason. Oh, is that meant to be Vincent Price? Can't really tell at the low resolution and because Butch is standing in front of it now. It's a scale useful for those interested in how much last night's pie affected them. You aren't interested in how much you weigh. I shudder to think how much it would save for me. It's been years since I last weighed myself.
Welcome to the Alhambra drugstore, young man. How may I help you?
How are you doing today, sir?
Fine, fine. Thank you for asking.
This is quite the drugstore you have here.
Well, we try and provide the best service to the customers.
Do you have many?
Yes, we have a fair few.
So, business is good? Making a decent living?
Yes, I would say so. Are you perhaps thinking of a career in pharmaceuticals?
No, just asking. I'm looking for the owner of this drugstore.
Was there something in particular you needed?
I have an important business matter to discuss.
I see. Would you like me to pass a message along to him?
Yes, please. Tell him it's in regards to a debt owed to Mr. Walsh.
Ah, yes, yes, of course. I'll be sure to tell him as soon as he comes in.
Any idea when that'll be? We don't mind waiting.
Hard to say, really. It might be later this afternoon or tomorrow. He has a few other stores, though. Maybe you could go check there?
Maybe we will.
We don't have much of a choice,
Butch?
do we?
Yeah?
Think it's worth the trouble of trying to smoke this guy out from his other stores?
Your call. I'm not too sure what he even looks like.
Oh, crap.
Although I have a feeling he might just have run out the back exit.
Horse feathers! Go get the car and try heading him off. I'll get after him on foot.
You sure about that?
He's an old man. How much trouble could it be to catch up to him? Now let's quit wasting time and get after him.
He hasn't used that expression in a while. Oh, goody. Chase scene.
I don't appreciate being made to chase after you, sir.
And a Scooby-Doo chase scene at that because the background seems to be endlessly repeating itself. Let's see, is there anything I can interact with? What? Hey, oh.
Damn it. He got away.
You couldn't keep up with the old guy?
He's a lot quicker than he looks. Let's get out of here. Maybe he'll come back to the store later.
Guess I gotta do this again. Hi. And he's off.
So much for the element of surprise. Get the car and let's try heading him off again.
Come on. Let's see if we can catch this guy before the stream is up. Got nothing I can use on him. Nothing I can click on.
I don't. Running away isn't gonna solve anything, you know. Damn it.
You couldn't keep...
Let's get out of here.
I'll have to try that some other time then. Fatty got anything for me?
Go on, kid. Get out there. Make yourself useful.
I'm trying. These people aren't exactly cooperative. Well, we only just joined the mob. I don't think they trust me with a gun yet. I don't think there's anything else I can do out here. Anything left to do in here?
Just a minute. Oh God, it's you.
Hi.
What is it you need now? I don't want any more trouble.
Can't do anything with that photo. Photograph of Freedy was taken recently at a party. Oh, that's the owner of the Alhambra drugstore in the background partaking in a drink. It seems he's getting a little extra booze on the side from Freedy. So maybe I gotta show that to him while we're chasing him? It's worth a shot. And he's
Someone
off.
get the car. So, you've been getting a little extra booze on the side from Freedy. I'm sure that would really interest Fatty.
What? How did you...
I don't... Running away! I don't... Running away!
Aha!
Was that really necessary?
Fine. Tell Fatty I'll get him his money. Now, get out of here and don't come back.
Having completed the task assigned to you by Fatty, you and Butch head back to the Biltmore. Alright. We did good.
I have to say, that went smoother than I'd expected. You're not a bad partner, Butch.
Thanks. You ain't so bad yourself.
Alfie, there you are. Thank goodness I found you. Maybe you can help me understand what's going on. I've just spoken with Mr. Freedy at the administration office, and he told me that you and another man had harassed him. Why on earth would he say such a thing?
Well, we're in with the mob already, so...
I suppose now is as good a time as any to tell you I quit.
What?
I've gained new employment by way of Fatty Walsh.
You can't be serious.
As
I
a
am
heart
serious,
attack, George.
and don't call me
I don't
Shirley.
understand. Why? Weren't you happy working for me?
Happy? Happy? How can you even ask that? You've never appreciated anything I've done.
Now, Alfie, you know that isn't true.
I looked up to you, George. The day you hired me on the Coral Gables project was one of the best I can remember. I did everything I could to help it succeed, bent over backwards to get where we are today. And how do you repay me? By making that two-bit snake oil salesman, Dammers, mayor instead of me.
Alfie, listen.
No, I'm through listening. I'm through running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and I'm through with you. When I came down here, my goal was to succeed like my father. Well, I can tell you right now, I've not only succeeded, I've surpassed anything he ever did, and I intend to surpass even the great George Merrick. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to report back to a boss who actually appreciates my hard work and doesn't just string me along like some floozy.
Wow.
You have yourself a nice day, sir.
Oh, Butch. Always knows exactly what to say. Let's hope this conversation doesn't go on for too long.
So, how'd it go?
The drugstore owner and Freedy will have your money by tonight. The Gables Diner deal is off.
Off? What do you mean off?
The new owner's not interested in continuing the previous arrangement.
A teetotaler running a diner. Go figure. Well, at least you got the other two to pay. Nice job, kid. I gotta confess, I had my doubts for a while, but you've done good. Welcome to our little family, Banks. You're gonna fit in just fine.
Havana, Cuba, summer 1928.
So this is the place? Looks like kind of a dump. You'd think the biggest rum runner in Cuba would be operating out of somewhere more refined.
Things work differently down here. Not everybody is as flashy as Fatty Walsh.
What was our guy's name again?
Jesus, Banks, I ain't your personal secretary. It's Manny Morales we're looking for. Try to keep it in your head this time, would you? Now enough jawing. Let's find this guy, make the deal, and get out of here. This whole island always gets me riled up.
Cool. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. So we'll have to continue this some other time. But I greatly appreciate you all being here tonight. If you enjoyed my little stream, be sure to follow my channel. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Twitter and Tumblr. The links are over on my channel, Amayirot_Akago. And maybe, if you want to show your appreciation in another way, you can find me on Patreon, send me a monthly little contribution for my videos on YouTube, if you find those worth checking out. In any case, very grateful that you were all here tonight. Very grateful for GOG for hosting me. Grateful to GOG for hosting me. And we'll be seeing each other some other time. For now, I'll hand things over to Fleos, who'll be streaming. What was he streaming again? Well, some Quake 1 mod at the very least. So, once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, good night.